Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Attack to Talk, the podcast where you guys will get all of your AOT content. The podcast where we break down and discuss each episode in chronological order. And in this episode, we'll be focusing on Season 2, Episode 10, Children. And this will be part 2 of our episode discussion. Warning, guys, you guys are aware that there's a good chance of spoiler talk in these episodes. So there's your little warning. And yeah, I'm your host, AJ. And of course, joining me this week is...
Hi, I'm Lexi.
Yeah, it's Lex. So Lexi's back with us, as last week was a difficult week for her to attend.
Yes.
I believe you were at an airport. So...
yeah.
but yeah, so Lexi's back. Zach is in Vegas, so hope you're having a good time, my friend. But as Zach said, he goes, I want to have a good time, but not too good of a time.
Yeah, not too, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's definitely a balance, especially in Vegas.
Yeah. So, Zach, hope you're living it up there, my friend. And hopefully we get to see you next week. But yeah, guys, so this is going to be a big episode. Big episode. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about Ymir's origin and her backstory. And we're going to get some insight on that in this episode. I'm excited because it's something that's kind of like a little cloudy for me. And being able to go ahead and discuss and break down this episode and really kind of get more clarity, get some answers to some of my questions, maybe some of your guys' questions. And I think Ymir is such a fascinating character. And she's obviously a very guarded character. She has a lot of layers to her, and she really kind of hides a lot of her emotions, and she keeps this kind of facade persona about her. But there's one specific character that really is able to shed through those layers, and that would be Krista. So we're really going to go ahead and get more details on that kind of relationship, or at least I should say that impact that Krista has on Ymir, because we dove into that earlier in this season when we went back to talk about a little training arc that they went through and trying to pretty much just marathon through a snowy blizzard storm through the mountains and reach their destination. And Krista, being the caring person that she is, decided to go ahead and stay back and try to get Deadweight Daz, to make it to camp without pretty much dying. And Ymir obviously stuck around with Krista because, you know, she's not going to leave Krista out here in these weather conditions. But anyways, the point is, we got more clarity on the relationship that they have, and we also saw that they're both keeping secrets, a pretty big secret, and they both, or at least Ymir, she is aware of the secret that Krista is holding, and Ymir tells Krista that when the time is right, then I will pretty much reveal my truth. And that moment was when she needed to save Krista and the others at Utgard Castle. And then that truth being that Ymir is a Titan. She is the Jaw Titan. And that's another answer that we're going to get to in this episode. We're going to go back to find out how that even came to light.
Yes.
How Ymir even became a Titan herself, and how she was able to turn back human. So I'm excited to get into that story. It's something we were a little hinted at with Rhina, because this is a moment that's really impactful to Rhina, and what really clicked and changed his kind of like psychological kind of personality. Because from that moment in this impact, he decided to be a soldier. And yeah, so it's a big episode. I'm excited for it. But before we get into any of that, I do want to kind of acknowledge a certain special voice actor. Somebody ultra talented that was very... talk about impacts, man. This voice actor made an incredible impact on a lot of people and anybody who is a fan of Batman. And that would be the amazing and ultra talented Kevin Conroy, who unfortunately passed away recently at a very young age after a battle with this serious illness. And so I just want to take the time to acknowledge Kevin Conroy, and obviously all our condolences go to his family, and just want to say thank you. Thank you, Kevin, for just for that voice, man, you know, for being Batman, because that's my Batman. Anybody who watched the Batman animated series, anybody who played any of the Arkham games, anybody who even had any idea of either of those, and there were many others. When you hear that voice, that's Batman, you know?
Definitely.
So thank you, Kevin Conroy, for everything. You know, rest in paradise, and yeah, you'll be very much missed. Yeah, so that one was a tough one.
Yeah.
So, and I say this because I know that you know, we aspire to be voice actors, and there's been many voice actors that have really impacted us with their talented voice, and he's just, you know, someone who really impacted and just became a character.
Yeah.
You know, like just the embodiment of, and the association,
like representation of,
you know, yeah, just the association with Batman, to where he literally was that voice for I think like probably over 30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah. So sad note, guys, but I did want to go ahead and acknowledge a truly talented man. So yeah. So now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and let's segue into to the Q&A response, as well as the poll results. And I want to ask you, Lex, did you want to go first, or did you want me to go ahead and read the question? We have one response that we can get into, or we can go ahead and do the poll. It's up to you.
I feel like we talk about the Q&A a lot, and I think I want to do that after the poll.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do the poll first.
Okay. So just tell us what the question is, and then we'll get into the results.
So I'll take the results from Instagram first.
Do Instagram.
Should I do just Instagram?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the poll results, we get
more
responses,
especially like timing wise.
Yeah.
I had just uploaded, and then
we get more feedback on Instagram.
Okay. So from Instagram, we asked you guys last week, who is the most trustworthy character?
Okay.
Obviously, out of these 4 options.
Yeah, so there's going to be 4 options. And the reason why this question was asked, I should say very quickly, is because last week, me and Zach, we ended the episode off with us kind of reviewing a list online that I noticed and I wanted to kind of talk about with Zach, and that was the top 10 most trustworthy characters in anime. And so we went through that list, and if you guys want to go through that list again, that'll be on last week's episode, towards the end of that episode. So go check that out, guys. But that's why this question was presented. So, Lexi, without further ado, if you can go ahead and kind of tell us what the choices are, and then you can go ahead and tell us what the results were.
Yeah. So the 4 options are Levi, Hanji, Mikasa, and Armin.
Okay. So before we get into the results, I want to ask you, Lex, is there anybody else that you would throw in there, maybe take away one of them, or in terms of trustworthiness, right? Mm-hmm. I know that can be kind of tricky because it's like trustworthiness, like what's the context here?
Yeah.
You know, am I trusting them with my life? Am I
definitely
trusting them to do their job?
Yeah.
Am I
like trust for what? It was definitely hard to vote for, and I don't even know if I still stand by who I voted for, because I feel like it very much depends on who you are, what the context is, what the situation is. It very much depends.
Also, let's pause real quick to acknowledge a friend of the show who's joining us here. Marco, what's up, Marco?
What's up, Marco?
All right, Marco. So I don't know if you also voted to the poll question, but the question itself was the most trustworthy AOT character. And then the 4 characters Lexi mentioned are, if you can say it again, please, Lex. Are
Levi, Hanji, Mikasa, and Armin.
Okay, so those 4. And then let me ask you again, Lex. Are those the characters that you would kind of associate with trustworthiness in AOT? Or is there somebody else?
Yeah, I would say... Yeah, I would say probably, but again, it depends on who you are, because it would be like
depends on your stance too,
Erwin,
and where you are.
If you're Levi,
yeah,
or like
because there's Commander Irvin. You can probably throw in a couple of the commanders in there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Commander Irvin, maybe, you know, Commander Pixis. But then, you know, it depends too if you're over on the other side of things, you know, like, are you going to trust somebody like Zeke, or, you know, are you going to trust maybe, you know, Rhina, or, you know, you just, it depends. But
yeah.
do you think those 4 choices are kind of like the best options to go with?
Those are the best options because we know most about these characters involving trust. The only other character I could really think of is Historia.
Yeah.
But again, she literally had a completely different name.
Yeah.
And we had just found out
she for kind of a lot of her life.
Lied about her
Not
whole
that
identity.
it was her own fault.
Yeah. Nothing
You know?
that she was able to control, really, but
I think it's safe to say that somebody that is rightfully so not on that list is Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think we can trust Aaron.
yes. Especially with where we're at in season 4.
Especially at that point, but also at, like, at any point, can you really trust Aaron? I understand that there's a lot of trust placed on Aaron's shoulders as the pretty much the hope of humanity's survival, right? But as we go through each episode, right? As we watch each episode, is there really like any moment where you're like, okay, I trust this guy, you know, with my life, or I trust this guy to follow through with the plan, or I trust this guy to. I know when things are all said and done, when everything hits the fan, like he's gonna do what you know he possibly can do to save, you know, his people.
Yeah.
Right. But then I still feel like you can't completely trust him.
Yes.
So
like even like before season 4 and everything.
Yeah.
It still was like you can't really tell him what to do.
Yeah.
He's gonna do what he feels like is right, and he's
especially season 4.
Do it loud.
All right. So Lex, if you can give us the results, and then obviously I'm assuming you're gonna do from least to the most trusted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. From least voted to most voted. We have starting at the lowest 5% for Hanji.
Really? Hanji,
Yeah.
okay.
And then 21% for Mikasa.
Okay.
And then 31% for Levi, which leaves Armin with 43%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's
Not
go
really
ahead.
how I expected it to fall.
Let's
but-
talk about each character, you know, in the percentage of where they were, you know, voted. Starting with, we'll start talking about Hanji first. But if you can, Marco, if you can tell us in chat who it is that you voted for, and maybe even tell us why you voted for that person, because I'm kind of curious too. I love hearing about the feedback and stuff. I want to ask Lexi, you too, on who you voted for. I know you said you kind of voted for a specific person, but you're kind of like, you can maybe.
I was like, I voted for this person, but also like it depends on what the context is and who I am.
Yeah.
They are trustworthy or not.
So let's talk about Hanji very quickly. Like, Hanji is a person, like, why should we trust Hanji?
I think it's the whole like knowledge factor. Like she's just so smart, and obviously she is. I mean,
Marco wants to know who were the choices again for the most trustworthy character, and that would be from the bottom 4, right? Or from bottom to top, which Lexi had mentioned. Sorry, is Hanji, right? Then you have Mikasa, and then there's Captain Levi, and then Armin. So that's the order of where they were voted. And I want to know, Marco, where you voted.
You vote.
Why? And I wonder if Marco agrees with the order.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in terms of, I'm sorry, let's continue with why Hanji should be trusted.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, at this point, she's just
she's a section commander.
She's a section commander. But then further out, was it season 3?
Yeah.
She actually is like a full-on
Yeah,
exactly.
So Marco was chiming me in chat saying that Mikasa, loyal AF if you're Aaron. Yes.
Speaking of, Marco is another character that could have been.
Yeah, I was thinking about Marco too. Yeah, and I know that Marco definitely would. And we're talking about Marco Bot from season 1.
AOT
and
Marco.
Not to say that our Marco isn't
Marco's
trustworthy,
cool
because yes, you know, Marco I believe is very much trustworthy. But yeah, so Mikasa is actually, she is one of the characters in that top 10 lists that me and Zach discussed last week. I believe she was number 8 in the top 10, but she was the only AOT character. So she represented AOT in that list.
Interesting.
Kenny,
R.I.P.
Marco, definitely. Yeah, Marco is a character that we've talked about it. Like shook me to my core when you finally realize what happened. You know? When you're like holy shit, like Marco was just wrong place, wrong time with the wrong people.
Especially when you go back to like actually seeing, because obviously before it's like what the heck happened, like things up, and then you see what actually happened, and it's like, oh,
and
like,
it's brutal.
It's exactly he just aligned himself with the wrong people, which is it's not his fault. It's
not his fault because that was the kind of that's his cadet group.
Yeah,
that's who
he decided to trust.
That he's grouped up with.
Unfortunately, that he's grouped up with.
And literally it's all of the traitors. And then you got Marco. But we know that Marco's death really impacted a lot of characters going forward, and it really kind of like segued their character development. We know that a person that really impacted and really kind of changed their whole like stance on everything was Jean.
Yeah.
So Jean is somebody who went from being just like MP all the way to no, I have to fight for Marco.
Yeah.
You know, even though Marco wanted to be an MP as well, but interesting. So so back to Hanji. I mean, so she's currently a section commander. There's that argument that, you know, she's not necessarily really at her most trustworthiness in this point, right? But I think that there are, just like with Marco passing, right, to where that kind of impacted a lot of characters, I think that there's a lot of death that happens that impacts Hanji.
Yeah.
Right? And then
definitely.
You know,
and
obviously
taking on that like authority figure and everything and feeling like that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like
and I think that two that come to mind for me that really impact her is Moblet, who risks his life for her. And then obviously the reason why she becomes the commander of the scouts is the death of Commander Irvin. And from then on, I think she really does kind of embrace and become that trusting commander who will do whatever she can to keep her people alive.
Yes.
And that's where that growth is. In this moment, she's very kind of messy, a little chaotic, especially with her research involving Titans. We know how very kind of like how anxious and excited and just so like
very giddy about
she gets when it comes to just her research with Titans, and that can really kind of put some other people in harm's way. So I'm not surprised that she is the least voted in this group of four. And Kenny as well, we appreciate you joining us in chat. If you can also tell us who it is that you would vote for your most trustworthiness. So Kenny, whether you would vote for Hanji, vote for Mikasa, vote for Levi, or vote for Armin. And Marco is also stating that Hanji is very horny for Titans.
She is. That's a word.
That's an interesting way to describe it. But yeah, she gets very excited, and it is kind of off-putting sometimes. Where it's like, oh my gosh, she literally. There's times where she's like, oh, like she's just like
doing the
what the hell? Like she literally was blushing when Aaron was understanding her, right?
Like Lily just acknowledged her in his Titan form, and she did her.
Yeah. So now come to Mikasa, who obviously was the third most voted, right? And I think Marco kind of hit the nail on the head with the reason why she's so trustworthy is because of her loyalty to Aaron.
Yes.
She is there no matter what, and even when she's not there, she's gonna try to do whatever she can to get there and
no
to protect him.
Tell her otherwise at all.
And
it's like the whole like bodyguard poll that we had before. And best bodyguard for if you're Aaron, Mikasa.
Yeah, and the thing is, we don't know whether that's, just that bond, whether it is like love, or whether it's just that Ackerman link, which they talk about, right? In season 3, right? Is that season 3 when Aaron pretty much tells Mikasa that the reason why you are protecting me is because of that?
I think that's.
Or is that 4?
Season 4, part 1.
Okay. But don't know if that's where that kind of loyalty and that trustworthiness comes from, is because she's like linked to that person.
Yeah. That bond.
But yeah, I mean, I think, do you agree with where Mikasa's at in this voting? Or would you put her higher?
I think
What's up, Laker for life?
think I would put her above. What's up? I think I would put her above Levi.
Okay.
But
We'll talk
also
about Levi a
personally,
little
I'm
bit.
going to reveal my vote right now. I voted for Mikasa.
Okay, so that's why you would bump her up.
Yes.
Okay.
I voted for Mikasa.
And let me guess and just say that the two that you're wavering on were Aaron's friends, Mikasa and Armin.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it depends on like what you trust them to do, because
Yeah.
I feel like trustworthiness and reliability like really fall hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can rely on Hanji a lot. Like, she has a lot of reliability, but like it depends on what you're relying on her for.
Yeah.
Like Mikasa, depends on what you're relying Mikasa on for. Like I basically voted for her because, okay, it's gonna be weird to describe. I felt like if I was putting myself, if I was in AOT,
If
who
you were
is
in
someone-
that cadet class.
yeah, like who is
Okay.
someone that I would want to, who I feel like I would obviously want to make like an allyship with, but also who I feel like I would get along with the most. And like
we can roll Ymir out.
I
for that
feel,
one.
yeah, let's roll out Ymir. And like I feel like in comparison with Mikasa and Levi, yes, they both have the same skill set. Like, yes, they're both trustworthy enough to like kill Titans, trustworthy enough to fight. But in terms of like reliability, like relationship wise, like just friendship wise, I feel like I would be able to talk to Mikasa more than Levi.
Okay.
So, and then with Armin, I mean, if we're thinking about where he's at currently, I couldn't really trust him to really like save my life.
Yeah.
Like to trust him to
Physically,
be my bodyguard.
maybe like,
He could create a
you
great
know,
plan.
schematically,
Yeah.
you know, he can come up with the best way to save not just your life, but potentially others, right?
Or, you know, if he's in his season 4 era, then he could just be a nuke.
If he's in
But-
his season 4,
you know, he doesn't
character
want to. He
development.
doesn't want to kill people, but he know. I mean, at least he knows if he has to. But we'll get into that in future episodes.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
I feel like for me personally, this is very much a Lexi vote. I feel like the person I could trust most out of these 4 is Mikasa.
Mikasa. Interesting. Okay. So then now you mentioned Captain Levi, so let's talk about him as being the second most voted in terms of his trustworthiness, right?
Yeah.
I think, again, it all just really depends on your stance in the context of that question, right? Because I think it's safe to say that you can trust Captain Levi to save your life if it meant having that kind of, as you mentioned, that kind of relationship, that bond, that connection, right?
Yeah. I feel like there's
something that you're linked
definitely
to.
a connection that has to be made.
So, I mean, if you're just another scout that's out there and Captain Levi happens to be on the same battlefield as you, I don't think Captain Levi is really going to go ahead and stop what he's doing
out of his way
to go ahead and like save you. Not to say that any of these 4 characters would do that, because they obviously have their own
unless you're
mission.
Aaron and you're trusting Mikasa.
But I think that Captain Levi, in terms of trustworthiness, I think it does really just stem down to his ability to get the job done. And what I mean by that is that we obviously are aware that Captain Levi is the Titan Slayer, you know, for the scouts. I mean, the guy had his own squad named after him.
Yeah.
Like, he is legit. He's very fierce and tactical, and he's very kind of like, you know, clean with his work. And you know, I think you can trust him to go ahead and get whatever the mission is to get it completed. Yeah. So I think that's where the trustworthiness really comes from.
Especially because he's able to like, he's not an emotional person. He's not that he's not empathetic, but that he knows to not let his emotions get in the way of the task at hand. So like he would be able to like make a sacrifice, like for example, when they were like throwing bodies off the wagon,
Yeah, he's gonna do what's necessary to.
Like, it may not have been
escape.
the best decision. Like, maybe not
Ethically.
Yeah, ethically, maybe not morally. Maybe it was a very tough, sad decision. But
and we see too that one of those bodies was a member of his squad, Petra.
Yeah.
Which was difficult.
But I mean, he's gonna do what he has to do in order to complete this mission. So if you're trusting him to complete a mission, then yes, and extremely trustworthy.
I think it goes kind of hand in hand with what friend of the show Marco was talking about with Mikasa and how she's loyal to Eren. We know that with Levi, there is that loyalty to Commander Irvin. Whereas you know that if Commander Irvin gives a certain order to Levi, that Irvin's already anticipating it to be like that mission will be completed.
Oh yeah.
You know? And a lot of the times too, it's stuff that maybe Levi doesn't want to do, you know, but he's going to go ahead and he's going to trust in, you know, Irvin to be able to, you know, whatever the big picture is. Right. But Commander Irvin is a character that where I don't trust him because I know that he uses casualties to kind of like advance to the big picture. Yeah. You know,
so look at Bill, man.
In terms of, Bill. So in terms of like trusting my life with the character or my life with Commander Irvin, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of respect for Commander Irvin, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
He will not hesitate to make these sacrifices.
But you know what's funny too? Like you talked about placing yourself in AOT, right? And kind of like finding those kind of like bonds and stuff, you know, and all that, and who would you trust and stuff. I don't know why. When you said that, I was thinking to myself, like, I would be that person like Marco that just happens to be with the wrong group.
You would find yourself with the wrong group. It just tries
to be very sweet, caring, and stuff, you know. And
this is who I'm with, and you know, we battle together. These are my buddies.
And then I would be the type of person to hear the wrong thing, to hear the wrong information, right?
The wrong time.
The wrong time. To where I'd be like, wait, what did you just say? And that's all that other character needed to hear to be like, oh, fuck, we need to kill him now.
Yeah.
And then like,
and as much as they obviously were friends with Marco and everything. And it was like,
it was difficult
as much as you may be close friends with them, they still are going to kill you.
Yeah.
They're still going to feed you.
So that's why I don't know why I was like, man, you know what? If I place myself in AOT, who would I was like, damn it, I would be that type of person.
You're like,
that
I would be Marco.
You know, try to be all kind, try to be nice to everybody, but I'm wrong place at the wrong time. And then just
or you would be Bertold,
the traitor.
Yeah. You would just happen to just be in that situation, be like, damn.
I would happen to be just the nuke.
Yeah, everything I know is wrong, but I got to keep going through it.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. But then now that leaves us to the last character, and that is the character that people appear to trust the most, and that is Armin. Yeah. And I don't think that people can really be wrong with that. Because whether it's trusting Armin to be like, I don't know, just whether you're putting your trust in him to go ahead and again execute plans, I feel like he's going to go ahead and try to not just come up with a plan that's going to get the job done, but also a plan that's going to try to allow everybody to survive, right?
He's going to limit casualty, like the most efficient, effective plan.
Yeah.
That's in the least violent way that he can do.
But I also think that you can trust him with like information. I feel like you could trust him as a person. You know, say if like, you know, if you're kind of down in the dumps a little bit and you just need to talk to somebody, then you know, Armin's the type of person where like you can trust that he's going to be there for you. You know, I just think Armin has a really good heart, and I don't think it's any surprise that's where my vote goes is to Armin. I'm going to be in the majority. Because, you know, I mean, it's probably come from a biased, you know, standpoint because he is my favorite character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think Armin is, in terms of those four characters, I think I would just trust him the most. I know, again, we've talked about this a few times already. It just all depends on the context.
Yeah.
You know?
It depends. My answer for everything. It depends.
So, yeah. But anyways, thank you so much, Lex, for the results. And thank you, everybody who voted. We appreciate your guys', your feedback. And so now we're going to get into the question. So let me go ahead and pull the question. I'll go ahead and I'll say the question. And we have a response. And the response is from a friend of the show, B. Dennis. So B. Dennis, thank you again. Every week you go ahead and you bring us really, really good responses.
Yeah,
and it really just like it turns into an awesome discussion. So the question is that Bertold had a crush on Annie. Do you think he actually had a shot? So that's what the question is. So anybody listening, as we stream live here, if you want to go ahead and answer in chat, we would appreciate it. So that way we can go ahead and get into you guys' feedback as well. But let us know if you really think that Bertold had a shot with Annie.
Shooter's got to shoot, man.
Yeah. So the response here that we got from B. Dennis, friend of the show, B. Dennis, thank you again, is no. I don't know how to put it, but he's just not her type. Maybe someone level-headed yet confident when the time comes. Someone like Armin or an Irvin type of guy.
Okay.
So, thoughts on that, Lex?
I agree with the confidence. Like, I feel like she would... Excuse me. I feel like she would prefer to be with someone that isn't so indecisive.
Yeah.
Like, I think she wants to be someone that's more like knows what they're doing and everything and is set on that, but also like I don't know, like something that she can, again, someone who she can trust and rely on.
Okay.
But I feel like she wouldn't even think about dating at all, because I feel like it would just be a conflict of interest, and she wouldn't want that to get in the way of her mission.
Interesting, because a friend of the show, Marco, is joining in chat saying Annie is only set in her goals. She wouldn't date.
Yeah.
Which is probably the real answer.
Yeah, the real answer is she wouldn't even think to date anyone.
I don't think she would, especially because we know that in this point, like, they have a job to do, right? They have their own mission to complete, and anything like dating is only going to get in the way. So, of course, Bertold, I mean, in terms of the question, it was because of last week. Ryan was pretty much telling Bertold, like, look, when we get home, just do me a favor. Just tell me her feelings. I mean, just tell me your feelings, or tell her your feelings. My goodness gracious. Yeah. You know what? Bertold, tell me your feelings.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay? You know, tell me.
But wait till we get home.
I just want, but that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So Ryan is telling Bertold to just let her know how you feel. Okay? We all see it. We see how you look at her.
Shoot, man.
Of course, Bertold's like, wait, no, I don't stare at her. No. And Ryan is like, bro, come on.
We all see it, bro.
We see it, right? Captain Boggy. Captain Boggy joining us in chat as well. Hello, Captain Boggy. And Captain Boggy is saying, I think Bertold is a safe option. That she would like that he is somewhat stable, but maybe long term it wouldn't last. So Captain Boggy,
would die, but
yeah, long term wouldn't last because Bertold wouldn't last, because Bertold would be dead.
Yeah,
but
because Bertold would be dead.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think that's also another legit response too, because they know each other. They grew up training together.
That trust I feel like Annie in general, even if she didn't have a mission, it would be hard for her to date because of that trust factor.
Yeah,
but I feel like someone who she's literally grown up with, shared these same experiences with, has the same mission, that she would be more inclined to date him. Like, out of any other options, I feel like it would be him. But
I don't know.
I feel like she would have to trust that person.
Okay, here's the thing though, is that Annie, she has daddy issues.
Yes.
And I have this crazy feeling that Annie is freaky, that she wants to be dominated. We know the grueling training the grueling training that she experienced, not just, during the training with the other potential warriors, but also her own father, not her father, but like the guy that raised her.
Her father stand-in.
Yeah. He put her through hell as well. So I just have this feeling that Annie she wants to be just dominated. She wants to be, I don't want to say taken advantage of, because that's so bad.
Not taken advantage of.
Everything's going to be consensual. Okay. But I think Annie, she wants somebody who's going to be, as you know, as B. Dennis mentioned, confident, right? Confidence is going to be very key when it comes to Annie. But also, like, I just think that she wants somebody who's going to be very, like, I don't know, just tough and.
I think she's going to want someone that is more assertive.
Yeah, assertive is the perfect word.
More assertive.
Yeah.
I would be lying if I said that didn't cross my mind when we even first asked about this. I was like, literally in my head, I was like, well, she's in control of every other part of her life. I feel like the one part where she's going to not want to be in control, not want to be dominant, is like in a sexual relationship. I feel like she's not going to want to be. Yeah.
I love it. Marco,
I feel like she's going to not.
Issues.
Exactly. Yeah. Boggy.
Captain Boggy.
Feel like it's like people who are so dominant in every other part of their life. They're like, hey, this is the one thing. Just you be dominant.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be she would want to be submissive.
Captain Boggy's
and
exactly.
I don't know if
She's
Bertold
a
has
submissive.
it in him.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I can tell you that right now. He doesn't.
Unless it's the opposite where he's submissive every other point of his life, and he's like,
I don't know.
this is the one thing. No,
but I like that you mentioned that, Lex, because how many times is Annie the one to go ahead and just, all right, let me throw this dude down. Let me go ahead and submit this person. Let me go ahead. So how? Okay, this is gonna sound weird. Okay. Like,
yes,
she's gonna get off on like the fact if somebody were to ever do that to her.
Oh yeah.
Then she's gonna be like, she's gonna be in love. She's gonna be absolutely in love. You know, that's why I think that even if it's okay, hold on. The moment where Aaron literally used Annie's technique on Jean, there was a moment where Annie, she literally is like, oh my gosh. She goes, what? Like, she was surprised, and I think that she got a little
attracted.
She got a little bothered a little bit by that.
A little.
You know, which of course, Mikasa would not allow Annie to get anywhere near Aaron.
Not at all.
You know, and that kind of like, you know, and
like, yes, it's no denying that she definitely has the ability to be dominant.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, for sure, she could be dominant. But
we're
getting really specific
like
now.
Dog collar and like slight hair pulling, or much more. I think that dog collar and hair pulling is going to be the minimum for her. I think much more, much more. Like that's just going to be like the foreplay a little bit.
She just wants to be thrown around and not.
Like,
she just wants to not be in control.
And you know what?
Sometimes,
you know what?
With someone who she trusts. Again,
this is going to sound bad. But
oh God.
I think that she would be okay with somebody beating the shit out of her, because we know her body regenerates.
The minimum?
Yeah, minimum. Yeah, I think that's she would probably get off on somebody who's like, sounds so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's consensual, guys. This is what she likes. Okay.
Consensual.
That she's gonna want somebody who maybe, you know, is gonna rough her up a little bit, and we know that her body can regenerate.
Oh,
you know?
My gosh. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
So, hey, I think much more, Captain Boggy, definitely much more. I don't want to get into any more details here. Okay.
No, I changed my mind. She's a switch. She does both.
Yeah, she definitely. But the thing is, how bad would that be?
Birdie, then you guys can both regenerate.
Yeah, that she needs somebody else who's going to be able to regenerate. Because how bad would that be if she just like, oh my gosh, yes, like just like kick the shit out of me, do it please, and then, you know, she's regenerating, but as she's regenerating, she's like, my turn, and you can't regenerate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you're done.
Yeah, unless, you know, that other person's also very much a freak, and
completely into it.
Yeah, and they're like, yes, hurt me. And okay, now this is Attack the Talk.
It's not even that late either. It would have been like after hours.
No, this is not after hours. This is the start of the episode here too.
I know.
You know.
Sorry, y'all.
But yeah, you know, as we're kind of spiraling down this rabbit hole, it just makes too much sense. You know, and I'm sorry, but Bertold, you're just not that guy. Bertold is just he's sweet and introverted, and you know and you know what? I'm gonna throw myself in that category as well. Like, that's me. You know, I'm the sweet kind of person and stuff. Kyron, what's up, buddy? You were joining at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So, we're getting into some really strange conversation about Annie.
We're moving on from.
But let me ask you, Kyron, the same question. This was the question in our Q&A response, but I want to ask you, my friend. Bertold has a crush on Annie. Do you think that Bertold actually had a shot? So let me know what you think. And yeah, we got into some pretty heavy discussions about it.
The past chats, then yeah.
If you see the past chats, then you can see that we're talking about Annie being very freaky. But yeah, no, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, very quick. No, absolutely not.
Sorry, Bertold.
Yeah, Bertold, sorry. And how bad would that have been if they go through... Karen's girlfriend says yes. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's very interesting.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah. How bad would that have been, though, Lex, if they are somehow able to go ahead and follow through with the mission, they get back to Marley, and all of a sudden Bertold confesses his feelings, and then Annie's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't see you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's not how she would say it, though.
No. How would she say it, do you think?
If Bertold was like, yeah, I really like you, and
would she just be like, fuck off?
I think she would slap him and be like, don't be distracted from the mission.
Okay, even if the mission's done?
Don't be distracted from future missions.
Yeah. Like, don't distract me from my future mission.
No. I need to find my father.
So you're saying that she's going to slap him and break his heart. And then Bertold's going to be like, he's going to go full, like, just like loose cannon, just like, you know what? Nope, that's it then. And he's just going to turn into a freaking colossal titan and take out everybody else. Yeah. If I can't have you, nobody can.
Bertold earned the power of love.
Yeah. In a very...
the power of self-respect.
Psychotic way. So Kyron also is saying that she's too much of a soldier for her to even consider it. Exactly. And that's pretty much what friend of the show Marco mentioned. And Marco also said the same thing, that she is set in her goals and she wouldn't even date. So
we've never really seen that type of normality from Attack on Titan up until like, what, season 4, where they're like just eating pies and enjoying themselves. Like, we've never seen like normality.
Yeah.
At least to how we know it.
Uh-huh. That's true.
Also, I like how in the beginning of the podcast, other than Laker for Life, we only had Attack on Titan named people. Mm-hmm. We had Marco and Kenny.
Yeah, Marco, Kenny. Yeah,
really in theme there, guys. Good job.
I feel like
there's not a boggy in.
I know. There's a captain. He'd be a captain.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Bogdor going to be a captain for sure in AOT, but
Cameron always said that he identified with
Unyan Kapoor, right?
Yeah, Unyan Kapoor.
Unyan Kapoor.
Unyan, yeah. Is it Unyan Kapoor? It's Unyan. Is it Kapoor?
I don't know. That could be completely wrong. I'm thinking of Young Kapoor.
The first thing I thought of was Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, he's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, he's an Attack on Titan.
He is a Titan.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He is a Titan.
He is.
He is an abnormal. No R in it. Young Kapo.
Oh, Nyan.
Look it up, Lex.
Hold on.
Look it up.
To preface this episode, I am currently concussed. So if I say something stupid, blame it on the concussion.
Yeah. And I am not concussed, so I'm just stupid.
He's just
yeah.
I was giving like Billy from Grim Adventures vibes. And I'm just stupid.
I'm just stupid.
AOT.
Unyan Kapo.
Unyan.
Keeping us in suspense here.
Yeah, Onyan Capone.
Unyan Capone.
Onyan Capone.
Okay. Interesting.
Onyan Capone. That's what it is.
I think Kyron is much more than just that character.
Yeah, I think he would be a bigger...
Not that there's nothing wrong with that character. We know that character, Onyan Capone, he's, again, just kind of guilty by association because he's kind of just trying to be trusting and, in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know. I feel like Kyron is definitely much more than Onyan Capone.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyways.
I agree.
Thank you guys so much again for your guys' responses. But yeah.
Appreciate it. All your guys' input.
You were talking about...
the chat that's going on, even though it took a weird turn for a second there.
Oh, I'm gonna bring it back to it right now.
Oh my god!
I was gonna say that you mentioned how we have some AOT themed friends in chat. Mm-hmm. I think Kenny Ackerman's definitely a freak too.
Oh yeah,
he's freaky for sure.
But I think Kenny. Okay, I suddenly feel strongly about this. Kenny is extremely submissive.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kenny Ackerman?
I think Kenny is extremely submissive. He wants...
Okay, why?
He wants these powerful women to step on his balls.
Okay.
I think he's very... That's just the vibe I'm getting.
From him? Okay.
That's just the vibe I'm getting.
Okay, so he's submissive, but who do you think is...
Who is the... No, she's too young. I was going to say, who was the
Oh my gosh.
that was the woman that was also like his like second hand?
Oh yeah. See, our Kenny says like I want that too.
Yeah, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I am, guys."
I want that
wait,
too.
We're not talking about me.
Yeah,
okay, got it. No, I think that he's very submissive with strong. I think he wants a strong, powerful, independent woman.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Not to say that there is, but
will step on his balls.
Yeah, very strong woman who will step on his balls.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
That's
I know who you're talking
Kenny.
about. His right hand. I can't remember what her name is, but
let's do some more fact checking.
yeah, she might be that person though. You know, they have that kind of relationship. Maybe that's why he promoted her. You know,
called the Anti-Personnel Control Squad.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he promoted her, and they had, a few kind of little meetings to talk about the plan away from everybody else, and we really know what they're doing. She's stepping on Kenny Ackerman's balls.
Caven?
Caven.
C-A-V-E-N. I don't remember her name being that.
Well, our Marco's saying that Kenny is probably a pimp. We know that he is a legend in terms of like Kenny the... Is it just Kenny the Ripper?
Mm-hmm. Kenny the Ripper.
Yeah.
Like the actual like...
He probably
Kenny
has
the
a...
Ripper.
Marco continues, he probably has a bunch of useless girls.
Oh yeah. No, definitely has like fangirls for sure. Yeah, I think Kenny is a insecurely submissive straight man.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
That's the vibe you're getting?
That's the vibe I'm getting. That's what my radar says.
Okay.
And my radar usually isn't wrong, so...
It's very interesting. All right. Very cool. Well, thank you for that insight, Lex.
Oh yeah, and AOT Kenny. We're talking about this Kenny, right? I'm kidding.
Yeah. And AOT Kenny.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. AOT. I've been talking about AOT Kenny this whole time.
Entire time. Not our Kenny.
Our Kenny. That's sweet. All right.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that's submissive, you think?
Levi.
Who's the submissive
and Irvin
one?
Could be. I'm only thinking about really commanders because they're always in power.
Okay. What about Ymir and Krista to go along with the theme here?
Oh, Ymir gives... hold on.
Think about it.
I was going to say what I initially thought, but then I went off... I need to not think about it and just go off vibes because that's usually... I need to just go off purely feeling because that's usually what's correct.
Is Ymir having
in the past.
Krista beating the shit out of her because she can go ahead and take it?
I think that...
Kyron's saying Ymir's definitely submissive.
Yeah, I think that Ymir... Honestly, I think Ymir is a switch, but I think she prefers to be submissive, but I think that Historia does not prefer to be dominant.
I don't know. We see what Krista's turning into. She literally punched Levi in the stomach.
That's true. But also because she was like, you can't do anything. I'm queen.
She's like, hell yeah, I'm queen now, baby.
Yeah. And that's true. Had like no fear.
Yeah, see, Kyron's saying that Krista would be dom.
I think that Ymir would definitely want to be submissive with Krista. For sure. Is this what the first hour of
definitely.
the podcast
This is the content that we want to talk about.
This is what the people want, right?
Yeah, this is
what you guys want.
It's like Kenny said. Now this is Attack the Top.
How old are they at this point? How should we be talking about them right now?
Don't even think about.
They're fictional characters.
Don't go into logical X.
They're fictional.
Don't do that because then
then
you're gonna allow yourself to.
These characters don't. They're fictional.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, these are just characters that we talk about.
They don't have rights.
Yeah. No. Yeah. What about Rhina?
Yeah.
What about Rhina?
Rhina's single forever.
Single forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhina doesn't get the chance.
Rhina does not deserve love.
I think if this was in modern times, Rhina would be a fuckboy. Or at least he would attempt to be.
But is that just like the personality disorder where he's just like trying to be a certain person, but in reality he's
I
not?
think he would be a try-hard fuckboy where he would like spit a lot of game and it only work like 20% of the time.
Oh, interesting.
But I mean, if you spit a lot of game and it only works 20% of the time, if you spit game to 100 girls, you're sleeping with 20 of them. So
yeah, true. Huh. Is he coming across that many girls in AOT though?
No.
There's a lot of death. There's a lot of turnover.
No. Like, listen, we're gonna die tomorrow. Just
yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn into a Titan and kill a lot of people. So
I feel like he's the type of person to manipulate, though. He'd be like, he would tell girls, like, listen, I'm a virgin. Like, I just want to do this before I die. But in reality, he's not.
Wow.
I feel like he's a manipulator.
Wow. That's interesting. And then they find out and they're like, damn you traitor!
You traitor! No, yeah. That's the vibes I'm getting from.
What great logic, Lex. Yes.
Thank you, Kyron.
This has been a great.
Yeah, you know, you spit game for 100 girls, you get to sleep with 20 of them if you're, you know, if you only get 20%.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah.
Like if you're a D student or a F, let's say you're an F student, 50%. Spit game to 100 girls, you're sleeping with 50 of them.
Yep.
What's wrong with that?
That's what it is.
But I feel like I feel like with Rhina,
careful.
Everyone he's a traitor to everyone.
Okay. He's a traitor to himself as well.
Yes.
So yes, everyone.
Because I feel like, you know, deep down he really does want love, but he's afraid of rejection. Mm-hmm. He's afraid there's like some deep rooted stuff in there. So instead he just does sex and he doesn't let himself be emotionally attached because he's afraid of rejection.
When in reality, afterwards, he goes and he cries himself asleep because he knows forever he's going to be alone.
I'm going to be so alone. I'm afraid of rejection.
Because he can't sustain like an actual like relationship.
Yeah. I think
he doesn't express genuine love.
Yeah. It's nothing wrong with like, it's just his own personal issues.
He has to put on this front, this fake person every single time. Right. And
even if he would get like the perfect, let's say theoretically he was able to somehow rizz up Ymir. Let's say Historia.
Yeah.
Let's say he was able to spit great enough game for Historia that she was like, okay. And I'm going to use the logic of something that I literally learned like yesterday that I found very interesting. It's like the logic behind like why men cheat or why people in general cheat on, like, let's say they have this like beautiful perfect partner and they cheat on them with like these less like they're not as attractive to them, they're not as sweet as them, like they cheat on your beautiful partner with these like not as good people. Like why would you? And it's like the science behind it is that like at least the way that I saw it talked about with like men cheating on like their beautiful girlfriend with like these like.
Is it just the sensation of actually going in and cheating? They like just the fact that they're doing something they're not supposed to do?
It's the feeling that they feel like they don't deserve their current partner because of how perfect they are, and they're afraid of being rejected by them first and let down by them first. So
it's self-sabotage.
So then they will cheat on them with less than
with somebody that they would think is more along their level.
Yeah, they'll cheat on them with someone who they can get easily, so that they feel more validated. Like, oh yeah, I am hot. Look at me, I am hotter than my hot girlfriend because all these women are sleeping with me. Look, I am hotter than her, and look,
I'm gonna say this right now.
Better.
If Rhina was able to pull Krista, and he cheated on her, Rhina, you are a fucking idiot.
No, literally, you fumbled the biggest bag.
Yeah, like, you are an idiot.
That is the worst.
And yes, you should kill yourself then.
Oh no. Oh look, I'm being censored.
Yeah, you're being censored, Lex, for sure.
I was being censored while discussing the law. You guys aren't supposed to know the science behind why men cheat on beautiful women. But
I like how you started off with some by men, and then you're like, well, no, by people. Why people cheat and stuff, you know?
And then I was like, no, it's men.
No, this is yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go by my source. My source said men.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, that was a segment of Logical X. Thank you.
Yeah, self-sabotage. Yeah, that's my lesson on self-sabotage, guys.
Yeah, that's definitely Ryan.
Need me more relationship advice? Hit me up.
Right.
I will be cutthroat and tell you how it is.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's very Ymir of you.
Yes.
Which is right on, like, right where you need to be in terms of this episode. Because
I'm in the perfect headspace. Concussed me is just Ymir.
This is a big Ymir episode. As I mentioned, we're going to get into her backstory. So it's going to be very cool. All right. So, yeah. Thank you guys again for all that. That was some great fun that we talked about here.
Yes. Interesting topics.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Now we're going to go ahead and dive into our episode discussion and breakdown. Again, this is episode season 2, episode 10, Children, part 2. Yeah. So just quick recap. The scouts have arrived. They're nearby, and Rhina, Bertold, they need to escape with Ymir and Eren, whether that is willingly or unwillingly. So we know that Eren was not willing to go along with the plan. Eren got choked out. He is currently unconscious, and they're just trying to go ahead and evade all the Titans that are in the forest, and they're getting the hell out of there. Whereas the scouts, they are marching forward, and they need to save Eren, and I guess Ymir too.
I guess
they gotta save her too, but pretty much just Eren. So yeah, that leaves us here. But Ymir, she is going along with this plan because the plan is to also take Krista as well. Mm-hmm. And Ymir realizes that they're running, or they're continuing and advancing on the escape here because the scouts are nearby, and she knows that that Krista's going to be there too, because Krista, she's just a naive, sweet little girl who's going to do everything she can to get me back.
Tell her to stay behind. Dangerous. She's going to go.
And so Ymir knows that she's there, and she is pleading, she is screaming at Rhina to go ahead and get Krista, because this could be the only opportunity that she gets to go ahead and see her. So that's where this episode is going to continue. And so let's get into it. All right. So are you ready, Lex, to go ahead and channel in your Ymir?
Yeah. I feel like that was a good discussion to do before, because I feel like I am in that Ymir headspace.
Beautiful.
Now.
All right, let's do it. So, all right.
I'm feeling especially bitchy and selfish right now.
Yes. All right.
Except for one person.
One person. So the episode resumes with both Rhina and Bertold trying to escape through the forest with an unconscious Eren, and with Ymir, who appears to be on their side for the moment. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. We hear Bertold telling Ymir, "We can't. Let it go, Ymir." We then get a close-up of Ymir and her eyes as they express concern, some slight panic, and perhaps some regret for following along with their plan. Bertold then continues telling Ymir as she holds onto his back, "Who knows whether we'll even manage to survive this? Sorry. It's just too risky." Rhina now joins in and tries to reassure Ymir for not going back to get Krista in this very moment. "Listen to me. You have my word. I want her out of this as much as you do. Bear with me. You have to trust us." And we then see Ymir just struggling to really trust them. "This is what's best for Krista. Do you understand?" And then Ymir thinks about Krista's sweet, genuine smile, and then responds,
"Yes, I understand. Real question is, do you?"
And Rhina tells Ymir, "Of course." Ymir accepts Rhina's trusts for the moment, as she says,
"All right then."
Bertold, he's relieved as he tells Ymir, "Thank you for that." But then, now Ymir begins to think to herself,
"It's happening again. I've come so far, done so much, and still wound up falling for my own bullshit."
And now we go to Ymir's memory. We hear a man saying, "Well, they look promising." We then see that this man is holding up a lantern as he shines the lantern light on a group of 4 young, homeless children standing against an alley wall. The man examines each child as he then says, "What about this one?" His associate by his side nods to give his approval. The man then crouches down to get eye level with the child as he says, "Hello there. How would you feel about coming to live with us? Think of it as the start of a brand new life. Of course, a brand new life needs a brand new name." The child leaving with the man to start this brand new life looks back at the 3 other homeless children as they wave goodbye with sad expressions on their faces. The man continues, "Don't you agree?" The child then looks up at the man, and then we hear Ymir continue to tell herself,
"That day, that was the first time I lied to myself. I told myself I had no say in the matter, that I never had a chance. But
then we return to the memory as the man now announces to his fellow people, "It is this Lady Ymir that inherits the blood of His Majesty the King. So long as she graces us with her presence, immortality shall be ours." The people all begin clapping as we see a confused young Ymir sitting in a throne in front of these people. Ymir continues to narrate,
to be fair, it wasn't all that bad.
And then young Ymir then smiles.
My food wasn't cold. I no longer slept in the dirt.
The memory continues as one of the sisters in this following kneels and bows before young Ymir sitting in her throne. She says,
"Lady Ymir?"
And then Ymir interrupts as she continues to narrate.
"Best of all, I knew what it meant to feel needed. For the first time in my life, I actually meant something to someone else."
And we then see everyone in this following kneeling and bowing before young Ymir.
That, by far, was more precious than anything. Then, one day...
And then we see in this memory an officer kicking down the entryway door to this following's temple. Officers rush the temple as they begin arresting every single member. One of the members points directly at a young Ymir and tells an officer, "It's her fault! The girl's to blame! She said the blood of the king flowed in her veins! We're only guilty of believing her!" And then Ymir continues to narrate.
I was cruelly reminded that everything I clung to was an act.
The officer points his gun directly at young Ymir as he says, "Is that so?" Young Ymir just stands there stunned, confused, even frozen, as she mutters the words,
I only...
But then one of the sisters locks eyes with young Ymir as she nods her head no, signaling her to stop. Young Ymir pauses as she thinks about what to say. But then she tells the officer,
It's true.
And then young Ymir confidently now says,
I am Ymir. The king's blood runs through me.
And then we see that her believers, her followers all just gasp in shock. Ymir then continues to narrate.
Lie once, the rest follow easy. If it saved their necks, so be it. Trouble was, things didn't quite work out that way.
The memory transitions to now her followers all handcuffed in a straight line as young Ymir leads them. But they're being led by an officer. Young Ymir and her followers, they're all bloody as they walk in shame through the town, as townspeople throw stones at Ymir and her followers. We now transition again to see a young Ymir and her followers all lined up next to each other, still handcuffed, but now on top of a wall. We see the followers scared and hyperventilating as one of the followers screams, "Help me!" But that follower is then injected with something as that follower is kicked off the wall. The follower screams as they fall to that other side of the wall, but then goes quiet as we see a sudden, bright, flashing light. Young Ymir watches terrified, witnessing this gruesome torture. Young Ymir pleads,
"Stop this! I'm begging you! It's not right!"
But then, an officer injects Ymir and kicks her off the wall. We see a young Ymir falling as Ymir narrates.
"That's when I realized I had it coming all along."
We then see Ymir's Titan crawling in the open field.
"I deceived those gullible bastards, but that wasn't what I was being punished for, really. It was for deceiving myself into thinking someone needed me. What else did I expect? That's what comes of looking at the world through a veil."
We see now a time lapse of Ymir's Titan just running non-stop each day and each night until she decides to finally rest. We see her Titan resting in a hole on the dirt ground. And as time continues to pass, we see the dirt slowly covering her entire body. Wow. That's a hell of a memory.
So, not the best backstory.
No, not the best backstory.
Not at all.
So let's talk about this.
Oh my gosh.
So the reason why she's recalling this moment in her life that was, as she described, a nightmare, a living nightmare. Mm-hmm. This happens because she's convinced. She's pretty much convinced that she's about to lose, right, somebody that she cares about.
Yeah.
Right? That person being Krista. And it's got to be difficult trying to trust in Raina and Bertolt at this point, because we know that they're trying to get to their hometown, and by them telling telling Ymir to just trust them, mm-hmm. right? Now is not the opportunity. Now is not the time to go in and save her. How would Ymir not think that they're just bullshitting me?
Yeah.
They're just trying to get me to follow along. This is the only opportunity. And if we don't get her now, I'm never going to see her again. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's why now she is recalling this terrible backstory. Mm-hmm. And it goes back as far as when she was a child. And we see that she didn't have a home. Mm-mm. That her, and I don't know if these are 3 of her siblings.
Yeah, I was going to say we never have any confirmation of who these other kids are and where they are, if they survived, where they're at now. She was just taken from them, and as they sadly waved goodbye.
But we find out, unfortunately, that they were the lucky ones.
Yeah.
To not go and be chosen by, these 2 men who, obviously are looking for kind of like this, false idol, this representation of Lady Ymir.
And it's easy to just find a homeless child. Like, oh, cool, no records at all, has nothing to lose. Easily manipulated.
And so now we come across this weird following of people, who put this homeless child on a throne and begin praising this this representation of Lady Ymir. And then it gets to a point where, like anybody who comes from nothing, where the sudden change to where you are now being praised, that you now have people who you, in your mind, you're convincing yourself that these people care about me, right? Whether it be genuine or fake, that's such just a culture change there, right?
Yeah, it's such a change of environment.
Yeah.
Like how she mentioned that she was like, yeah, it was the first time I've ever felt needed by someone. Mm-hmm. She's like, I couldn't complain. I had somewhere to sleep. My food wasn't cold. It was all right.
Yeah.
I'll be this false idol if I'm not sleeping in dirt and eating whatever scraps I can find.
you just said something interesting, and it's a line that I kind of thought about too, right? Where she mentioned that I no longer slept in the dirt. That we know that as this memory fades, it's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
Where like, she ends up becoming a Titan. And what does she do? She goes and she literally burrows herself in dirt.
She like goes to like her old, probably what she was doing before when she was this homeless child. Like, okay, just find somewhere to lay and dirt will suffice.
Yeah.
And, I want to bring attention though to like that obviously initially when the man does take her and everything and is like, yeah, that sounds good, right? Okay, yeah, obviously, you know, change your name, new life, new name, you know?
Yeah.
And that she didn't know what to do. And she, I mean, as she's narrating it, says, that's the first time I lied to myself. I told myself I had no say in the matter and that I never had a choice. Like, obviously, when you're this homeless child, you don't think you have authority in anything.
Yeah, you don't have a say in any matter.
You're not going to think you have a say in anything. You have no, it's like you would think it's not your place at all to ever say, like, sure, yeah, it's not my choice. I can't say no to this man abducting me and wanting to give me a new life. I can't say no. I have to say yes because anything would probably be better than what I'm in right now. And then we find out what she ends up being in.
Yeah, we find out that that doesn't last. And I don't know how or what transpired for these officers to infiltrate this temple. But they obviously caught word and they kicked the door down and they begin arresting every single member. And then can you imagine having that kind of like such change in settings, right? When you have somebody who literally had nothing and now they felt needed, right? To where you have one of those people point at you and then say that she's the reason, she's at fault.
Yeah. Like we're just guilty of believing her.
Yeah. And then that's kind of like, oh shit, like, wait, what? But then she had to kind of come to a decision of how she wanted to go ahead and go through this.
She got to make a choice.
And then she lied to herself by
once again.
By sorry, Karen, I had to look for the camera. But she, it's you know, she decided to embrace it.
Yeah.
She said, I am Lady Ymir. And then even everybody else who was already like, you know, handcuffed and watching, you know, they're like, wait, what? Like, whoa.
But even before that, they're like telling her, like, don't rat us.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Don't. And I don't know if that's once again Ymir being like, hey, I don't have a choice. They're telling me not to. I'm going to take it. But I mean, it seems like at least towards the end, she was like, yeah, I was able to convince them. But
then unfortunately, that's kind of like that's all these officers needed to hear.
Yeah.
You know, they hear it's true. All right.
Like it's a double-edged sword. There's really nothing that you can do at this point.
No.
That anything could end in not violence.
So, and then not just talk about violence, right? What happens next? They go ahead and they chain them and have them walk in this straight line throughout the town, and they have the people that live in this town all throwing stones at them.
Yeah.
You know?
Dang.
And then
they're all bloody and everything. Like, you can tell this isn't just like, we're just going to throw some pebbles. Like, no, these people are like genuinely like with intent to injure, intent to possibly kill.
I'm sure to kill. Yeah, for sure. And then the conclusion ends up being that they take them to that top of the wall, that kind of moment, that place, that setting in, I want to say the shore of the island of Parody, right? And then that's where we see for the first time what they're doing to people and how they're turning them into titans. And we see that one of the followers who is screaming for their life gets injected and kicked off, and then, you know, they turn into a titan, and then they do the same to, you know, Ymir. And that's how we come to find out that's how she became a titan. And it's a terrible backstory, but I like Kyron talk about throwing the rocks again. Like, yeah, Kyron said throwing rocks like, boo, boo this person, boo this man,
boo this man.
And I'm no doubt people were. Do you think
people were definitely saying things?
Do you think the people like they probably enjoyed doing that stuff, and in this time, right? They probably.
I feel like there's not a whole lot going on during this time. This is their entertainment. They're like, we all want to kill this person.
Yeah, hell yeah! And then if you
we're so angry at the world, but this is how we're taking out our anger.
Yeah.
But even like obviously with her followers, whatever, when they're all on the about to be injected, with them still looking to her for help, it still is like, obviously they believed her and everything. They really did believe that she was this Ymir. Like, even though they know now that she's like really not, or at least they just think like, oh, she does truly believe that she is. Like, what if she is? Like, they're trying to, like, this is like obviously them basically being murdered at this point. Like, they're gonna cling to any possible thing. They're like, I don't care if she is Ymir or not.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to cling to anything that I can to survive, and I'm still gonna look to this person to help me, because even if there is a slim chance that she is this Ymir with the king's blood running through her, I'm gonna still scream to her for help.
Yeah.
And not be angry at her during this time.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of difficult to say what, the right thing to do in that situation, because you know that regardless of whatever you do, things are not going to end well. But yeah, so we see the backstory. We see how she became a Titan. So we're going to continue on, and we're going to find out how she was able to turn back into a person again. So now continuing on with the episode.
But we did get that confirmation. She did not dig a hole. She found one.
Yeah. She decided to go ahead and just lay there.
Just lay in it. Yeah. She found a perfect Ymir Titan.
Yeah, it was
hole.
like the perfect pit.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's what she was running for years and years for.
Yeah, right. Because we know that she was running for a while, because in that kind of time lapse.
For a while.
In that time lapse, it shows like it's like
seasonal change.
Boom, boom, and night, and then and all that, and yeah.
She's in different environments and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for how long? I know the last episode.
I think we're gonna get it.
Last episode, they talked about how long, because Bertold asked her, how long were you wandering as a Titan? And she said 60 years.
So, like, how old is Ymir?
Yeah, so Ymir's very...
She, like, 80?
She's old, right?
70, going on 80?
And that's kind of just to give us a little bit of context of, like, the time frame of when this is kind of happening, right? So, yeah, this was a long time ago. But, yeah, she was wandering as a Titan for 60 years. And
does Ymir know that?
Kyron says super cougar.
Super cougar.
Yes. Yeah. She's very much.
Does Historia know that?
Definitely, she doesn't know that.
Does Historia know that you are 78 years old?
Right. All right.
But it's okay. I was a Titan for 60 of those years, so like, it's fine. That's not even experience.
Doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it says now that significant time has passed, and we know that again being 60 years, right? As Ymir's Titan finally emerges from the dirt, we see a young group that has set up camp nearby. As they turn around, surprised to see this Titan emerge out of nowhere. We see a young Annie, Bertold, and Reina, as their leader, Marcel, alerts his group, "Titan, run!" And then a young Reina appears to be the closest person to Ymir's Titan, as the Titan lunges towards Reina with a hungry mouth wide open. A young Reina just stares, frozen, helpless, until Marcel pushes Reina out of the way. Ymir's Titan grabs Marcel and brings him towards her mouth. And as Marcel screams out, he's just staring at Reina and Bertold. Ymir's Titan then consumes Marcel. Marcel risks his own life to save Reina. The memory transitions to now a desert setting lit by the many bright stars in the sky. We see Ymir, now in her human form, slowly opening her eyes. We notice the titan markings underneath her eyes and light steam just surrounding her naked body. Ymir gasps as she realizes that she's in her human body again. She gets up and then just stares at the bright stars shining down on her. Ymir narrates.
When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was freedom. The first thing I thought of was if there's a such thing as fate. She's a fickle little whore.
As we see Ymir just bursting into laughter with arms spread out in awe of her current fate.
Right then and there, I made a vow. No more deceiving myself.
And then we see Ymir now running through the streets, just stealing food from market merchants and stealing money from helpless, innocent people.
No more falling for my own line. From then on, I'd be real.
Ymir then sneaks her way into a church. Very quickly, Captain Boggy is mentioning in chat saying that the music is amazing in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very ethereal scene.
Mm-hmm. I also do want to mention as well too is I noticed that Ymir had the tight markings underneath her eyes, but I think she also had something that kind of went down her spine a little bit, like markings, and it looked like there was even stuff over on her kind of shoulder blades a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it's just something to kind of mention, but yeah, it was very interesting there.
Oh yeah, she has some like on the back of her neck, shoulder area, like her nape area.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, she has some in her nape area.
All right, so now we know that Ymir was able to sneak her way into a church. But a church member of the Order of the Walls says discreetly, "So, how did that play out?" Another member answers, the child was given the name, Krista Lentz. Then, she was packed off to the cadet corps. The first member responds, "That is a pity. Poor wretch. Would have been better were she never born." And then we see Ymir listening very curiously and carefully. And then we now go back to an early cadet corps memory of Aaron and Jean picking a fight with each other in front of the other cadets in this cafeteria. And Ymir just watches those two idiots just bicker back and forth. But then she notices Krista sitting at that same table across from her, hiding a loaf of bread in her clothing. Ymir continues to narrate.
And then
Ymir, in her memory, catches Krista giving that loaf of bread to Sasha, who was being punished for eating a steamed potato in front of Keith Sadis.
And then I met you. Immediately, I could tell. You and I were the same. You nourished yourself on lies. Here was someone desperately trying to convince herself of something she knew wasn't true. I get it. Believe me. And don't worry. I'm not asking you to understand. No. What I want is very simple. Just let me be honest with myself. One last time. That's all.
The memory ends as we see Ymir again on Berthold's back, looking back in that scout's direction. Ymir tells Reina and Berthold,
"Let's face it, guys. I'm the one best suited for this."
And then Reina, he then hears Berthold in the background struggling. Reina looks back to notice Ymir trying whatever she can do to stop Berthold from advancing on his ODM gear. A confused Berthold asks Ymir, "What are you doing?" But Ymir tells Berthold,
"Hey, shut the hell up and use your head for a second. In a forest like this, I'm the one who can shine, right?"
Ymir then turns Berthold's head to notice what's approaching in front of him as Berthold begins screaming out because a large tree is in the way. Bertold avoids the tree, but by doing that sudden dodge, his odium wire detaches from the tree, causing Bertold and Ymir to spin and fall towards the ground. Bertold narrowly avoids crashing onto the ground as he's able to last second latch onto another tree with his odium cable. Bertold warns Ymir, "Ymir, knock it off, we'll fall!" And then Ymir responds,
"Do you think I give a damn? I have the advantage. Any other time, you two would outclass me. But my titan form's more agile. I could leap through the trees, grab Aaron, and rendezvous with the scouts before you knew what hit you. Wouldn't be that hard."
And then Rhina and Bertold, they both stop advancing.
"Either you agree to take Krista with us today, right now, or so help me, I will throw your whole plan out of whack."
And then Rhina screams out, "Are you completely insane? That doesn't help her. I thought that you genuinely cared." And then Ymir responds,
"I do. In my way. If it robs her of a future, then life's a bitch. But by God, I will live to see her again. I've made my peace with what that says about me. You guys have no idea what it's like. She knows what a shitty person I am. But she still smiles at me. I can't. Don't be pissed. I have a fairly decent plan. Besides, if I stay and fight, it'll be easier for you three to get away. Then again, if you don't like it, we can always tear each other apart like animals."
Yeah. Okay. Captain Boggy is also asking, I don't remember, did she see the paths or path? Okay. That's something that I did want to go ahead and talk about. Because as we're going and recapping this kind of moment here and going to break down here, right? We see that she's able to transform back into a person because Rhina, Bertold, Annie, as they're, much younger. I want to say, like, what's the time frame here? Like 5 years younger? No, much younger. This is, I think, like 7 years, because remember there was 2 years had passed, right, when they're in the cadet corps, and then there's the 5 years. Right?
Oh yeah.
So let's say this is 7 years.
7.
So this is 7 years ago, right here at this point, right, where we see those three, as I mentioned, being led by a character named Marcel, who sacrifices himself to save Rhina because Rhina is about to get eaten. Can you imagine if Ymir eats Rhina and she becomes an armor titan?
Oh my gosh.
Like that's different. Think about that for a moment, right?
That's a little different.
But no, instead she goes and she eats the Jaw Titan, which Marcel inherited, and now that's how she's able to resort and go and turn back into a human. Now the scene itself is interesting because she wakes up from this nightmare, right? Where it's like, okay, as Lexi shows me, and it's like,
it looks like a version of the paths.
Is this like? I'm trying to recall what the paths look like, what the pathways look like.
It looks like a tree
in season 4. No, I know that, but like the scenery of where when Zeke and Aaron are there. Does it look similar?
It's all sand because remember Ymir is like making his body back like with sand
stuff, right? So
this is once again she woke up in all sand and there's still this. It doesn't look like a tree. It looks like kind of like a light tornado.
Because we see that as she looks up into the sky, into those bright lights and stuff, we see that there are like these like streaks like in the sky.
It's like a very ethereal, like very fantasy-like place that she opened her eyes.
It's kind of hard to describe.
She does say like, what I saw before me was freedom. I saw freedom before me.
Which we know is the only thing that Aaron wants.
Yeah.
Is freedom. Right?
So I'm going to say that she did see a version of the paths.
So it's kind of difficult to describe. You kind of have to go ahead and go back for yourself and watch that scene again. And it's very impactful though, because like finding out how long she was a Titan, and now that she is a human again, she has this new kind of outlook. She has a second chance on life, and she decided she's not going to go ahead and pretty much lie to herself anymore.
Yeah.
Right. She goes back to these. She goes down to these habits of stealing food.
Very carefree.
Yeah, she's just a thief that goes and she's stealing food and stealing money. She's kind of just like gone back to the being this kind of like homeless person who really, I guess, is carefree. Really has no like kind of sentimental things holding them back.
True. I guess she has nothing. She did. I mean,
she has that freedom.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, she has that freedom to kind of just like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do all this different stuff, right? But then she happens to go ahead and find herself like hiding in this church where she hears some information about a certain person who is in the cadet corps, which we know.
How did she word that again when she told Krista? She was like, I'm just the person that was at the right place at the wrong time.
Yeah, pretty much.
A wrong place at the right time. Yeah. Something like that.
And then, well, that's got to be the reason why she joined the cadet corps.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Right.
Like, I see an opportunity here.
And then we see
Ymir's
first encounter with Krista, and that is seeing the very kind act of stealing some bread.
Yeah, the scene with like the demon.
Yeah,
Sasha.
demon Sasha. Yeah, and then she goes and she steals some bread so that she can go ahead and give Sasha that loaf of bread because Sasha was punished by not being able to eat dinner. Right? I can't remember for how long.
It was when she was eating the potato during the like opening.
Yeah, it was at the opening, right? But how, I don't know exactly how long she was punished for not eating, for like not being able to eat. But I know that she had to run until the sun went down, right?
Yeah, run until sunset.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine how like early that it started too. Like that opening was probably at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., running from like 8 a.m. till... Well, what time the sunsets now? But it was probably sunsetting later than freaking 4:30 like it does now. But crazy.
So yeah, it's very interesting. What else do we go ahead and kind of talk about?
Other than the whole like,
in terms of like that kind of like that last part there, because I know that the next part is it when she just pretty much does whatever she can to prevent Bertold and Rhina from continuing.
It's because she realizes like I mean, she basically said it where after she sees Ymir and is like, oh my gosh, you're like me, you're a person that's just believing their own lies and like going through with it. But then she like mentioned that she was like, Krista has seen what a bitch I am.
Yeah. And
she still smiles at me. Like, this person who has finally accepted me for who I am is my person. But when she says...
Do me a favor, Lux. Keep talking about that. I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
I need to use the restroom.
Okay. But...
You're talking about
she was saying...
how she's a shitty person.
Yeah, I'll just keep bashing on Ymir. But when she does say, like, Ymir continues to smile at me and she knows what a horrible person I am. And she basically is using that to say that, like, this is my person. I don't think that she has even really given anybody else a chance to really smile at her. Even though I will say that during this time when Ymir finally was like, no one can tell me anything, I'm going to make my own decisions. I don't think that many people wanted to smile at her, because who were the people that knew her? Like the merchants that were being that she was stealing from, and like all of these, probably the garrison and soldiers that like probably knew her for being this like thief and this person who just did whatever the hell she wanted. But I'm assuming that by her saying that Krista still smiles at her even though she knows what... I'm trying to find it. I'm assuming that she means that, like, Krista has either seen her actions or she's told Krista about her life. No, not her full life, obviously. But about her actions, at least in the village. and stuff, and how Krista still accepts it is definitely a big deal to Ymir. I was just saying how I think that Ymir hasn't really given... Yeah. I was just saying that I don't think Ymir's really given anyone a chance to fully accept her like Krista does, because I think the only people that know Ymir are the merchants that she steals from, and like maybe some garrison soldiers that know her as like this thief. And then that she was saying that like, oh, Ymir knows how horrible I am, and she still smiles at me. Like,
has she ever even had that kind of connection with anybody other than maybe those 3 other kids that were almost with her?
I don't think she has that. I think that's why.
She never really had that connection with her. She never had that with anybody.
Also, by her saying like, Krista still smiles at me, is she just basing this off of like, yeah, she's seen my actions in the cadet corps and she still smiles at me? Or do you think that she told, like, you know, when there's like the first couple of nights in the cabin, whatever, I'll be like, oh, what was your guys' lives like? Like, where are you from? Do you think Ymir was like, yeah, I was stealing my meals every day.
Yeah.
And I was doing whatever the hell I wanted. Do you think Krista was like, okay. Like, do you think that she like told Krista how like she was this thief in the village and Krista still accepted her? Or do you think she's just basing this off of like, Krista's seen my actions since she's met me?
She's seen the type of person that I am, and I mean, I don't know. I mean,
how she's like how Ymir is like unapologetically her now.
Yeah.
Minus the jaw titan fact.
Yeah,
minus
that big detail.
Minus the fact that she has a literal titan power.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're gonna do this instead of breaking that into a kind of little segment. We're gonna continue on.
But also when she says, I thought, okay, so Rhina screams, I thought you genuinely cared. Ymir responds, I do, in my own way. If it robs her of a future, then life's a bitch. And by God, I will live to see her again. And I've made my peace with what that says about me. What does she mean when she says, I've made my peace with what that says about me? Does that mean like the obvious, like, I know that it's going to seem like I'm risking my life for this other person when I've never done this for anyone before? Or is it going to be like I understand that you guys are going to know that I'm gay?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, is that what she means? Does she mean like, yes, I am gay? Or yes, I like women?
I guess that could be kind of like what that translation is, because thinking about it in any other way, I mean, what that says about me, like what? Oh, that you would like that you side with them, or that you are a traitor, or that you are, you know, whatever. And I guess with them, I mean,
what does that mean?
Yeah, I guess with them, I guess I mean like, you know, Rhina and Berthold, you know, because she's obviously.
What do you guys think that this means when she says, I've made my peace with what that says about me?
Yeah, I mean, for all you know, maybe it is like you said, maybe it's her way of kind of like showing her real, true love for, you know, for Krista, and yeah, I don't know, but all I know is that she's not taking no for an answer, and so she literally is preventing Berthold from continuing. She's like covering his eyes. She's like, you know, doing whatever she can.
Everything she can.
And then
she does say, though, don't be pissed. I do have a fairly decent plan.
Yeah.
So she was able to make a plan in the time that it took her to recall her life.
Because she even said, too, that this environment that we're in right now, being in this forest, is best suited for my Titan.
Which is true.
I'm more agile.
Definitely.
You know?
She's pleading a very good case here because she's right. She's not stupid.
Yeah.
She knows how to convince people. She's right. The Jaw Titan is best suited for the forest of giant trees.
Yep. All right, so let's go see what this plan is about. So now we see the scouts charging, about to enter the forest of giant trees. However, they are greeted by a horde of titans. The scouts, being led by Commander Irvin, all scream as they are about to take these monsters on head first. But then there's a sudden transformation happening deep inside of the forest. Mikasa, outside of the forest, notices as she says, "That light."
That was not Mikasa at all, but
she said that.
But she said that light.
Yeah. And then Armin next to Mikasa tells her, "You saw it too? It's coming from the forest. I think someone's transforming into a titan." And then Commander Irvin, leading his scouts, notices too as he says, "We're running out of time. Soldiers, disperse!" And we see the scouts now separating into two groups, as some of the scouts, they ride to the left, as others ride to the right, as they're now beginning to circle the forest before entering the forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're circling the forest now in two separate directions. And then he continues, "The enemy has assumed Titan form. Find Eren and get him out of there." And as scouts disperse to their different directions, some of them are unable to escape as Titans begin grabbing scouts off of their horses.
It's not just them they need to worry about.
Yeah. Sasha, Connie, and Jean all witness the wrath of these Titans. As Commander Irvin continues, "Battle is not our objective. Locate, recover, and retreat." Hannes then tells one of his soldiers, "Round up the horses." As Hannes and other soldiers no longer need their horses as they're about to travel, using their ODM gear, through the forest. Hannes continues, "First thing we do is pinpoint the enemy and tell the others. They're fleeing through the woods, so stay sharp." The soldiers then disperse to many different directions throughout the forest to cover more ground. We see Mikasa and Armin determined to find Eren in this forest. But then, everyone hears Ymir's Titan roar in this forest. A scout in pursuit says, "That's the scream of a Titan." And then another scout alerts,
"It came from just up ahead."
And as they travel closer, we see Ymir's Titan latched onto a tree, waiting for the scout's arrival. A scout notices, draws out the blades, and screams out to Ymir's Titan,
"I can see you!"
But then, Connie stops the scout by yelling out, "No! Wait a second!" And then Connie, he lands onto that same tree that Ymir is latched onto. "It's actually Ymir! This is her Titan form. She's one of the people they took." And then Connie now asks Ymir's Titan, "What the hell happened? Where is everybody else? Is Eren okay? What about Reina and Bertold?" It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, just a couple questions.
Ymir's Titan ignores the many questions as we see her just constantly moving her head back and forth, just searching.
Obviously.
The others, Jean, Armin, and Mikasa, they now rendezvous around Ymir's Titan. Armin, amazed, says, "So this is Ymir." Mikasa adds,
"Did she assume Titan form to take on Reina and escape?"
And then Jean yells out to ask Ymir, "What's the deal? Did you manage to get away from them? What direction did they go?" And then Sasha adds by asking,
"Give us something to go on. Anything."
So more questions.
Yeah.
Then Ymir's Titan continues to just ignore and continues to look around. Connie now begins growing impatient as he yells, "Say something already!" And then Connie, he now ODMs on top of her head, and he just begins stomping, saying, "Come on, ugly! We're kind of in a rush!" And then Armin, wondering what she's doing, asks, "Is she keeping an eye out for Reina?" But then Armin gasps, "Something isn't right. Why? Why is she looking at one of us? Why is she looking at us one by one?" That's more like it.
Yeah.
And then Krista yells out,
"Ymir!"
and then Ymir quickly turns around.
"There you are! Thank goodness you're all right!"
As Krista ODMs closer to Ymir, Ymir's Titan lunges off of the tree and meets up with Krista, mouth wide opened. Krista's smile fades to confusion as Ymir traps Krista inside of her mouth. Everyone watching stares in disbelief. A stunned Connie says, "Did she just... Ymir, what are you doing?" As we see Ymir's Titan quickly trying to escape the scouts. Jean, in pursuit, yells out, "Don't just stand there! Move your asses!" And then the others, they now join in on the pursuit. "She's fast! We're losing her!" A confused Mikasa asks,
"Why would she do that?"
And then Jean, he answers by stating, "What's wrong with you people? Am I seriously the only one who saw this coming?" Then Armin, he now states, "Well, it's clear where her loyalties are now. She and Reina are on the same side. We were lured into a trap." And then Ymir continues to escape as Bertold notices, "Heads up, she's back." Reina answers, "Good," as Reina
He jumps off of one of the large tree branches with a knife in hand. Rhina slices his palm as he now transforms into his Titan, the Armored Titan. The Armored Titan lands on an open plain and begins to run on a full-on sprint. Bertold, with an unconscious Eren on his back, latches onto Rhina using his ODM gear. Ymir's Titan escapes the forests and jumps onto Rhina's Armored Titan's back. Jean, Armin, and Mikasa have stopped and can only watch as they escape with Krista and Eren. A worried Armin says, "No, they're getting away with Eren!" But then Hannes zooms past him on ODM gear, yelling at them, "Move it! Get on your damn horses!" The scouts get on their horses and continue their mission of rescuing Eren and now Krista. We see Hannes on his horse in pursuit with a pissed off look on his face as he says, "This ain't over. You hear me? I'll get him back if it costs me my life." To be continued. Yeah.
I feel like there's an alternative way that Ymir could have acted where it could have been all right.
Yeah. Yeah,
she
exactly.
could have just still sided with them, acted on. I mean, it's in her best interest is with obviously staying. Her best interest is Krista, is Historia.
Yep.
So why didn't she just immediately find Historia and got to her and everything, and then just exited her, or maybe stayed in her time, or exited her time for just there was no reason for you to really to
go back,
steal her and then go back. You're there now. You know that you're with Historia now.
I guess
run towards the wall.
One can argue that it's in the best interest of everybody else, because we know that if she doesn't follow through, then all just chaos is going to break out as Ryan is going to transform.
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead.
Does Ymir care about that though?
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't.
I feel like she cares just about Historia. So she could have just been all right, we're going back to the wall. I have you. We're going to live happily ever after. I don't care if you're not gay.
Also, should state too that Kyron is mentioning that the episode with Mikasa's crazy eyes, next episode.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. So where we get to see
for her crazy eyes.
Lexi do the crazy eyes.
Oh yeah.
As we stream live.
Yeah, I'll do them.
But yeah, to answer your question, Lex, who knows? I mean, I think that she's just maybe again reveal her truth, right? Mm-hmm. She's kind of now just revealing the side that she's on.
Because it's like she said, her Titan is best suited for the forest of giant trees. So why doesn't she just stay in this forest protecting
Krista?
Historia. Yeah, I was gonna say protecting the other scouts.
No, she didn't. She didn't care about Historia. That. Yeah. But then what happens if, Bertold just decides to just all right, you know what?
Nuke time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it would be they need... No, because
they need Eren.
Need Eren, they need Ymir. They need Historia?
No, she's just the only way. She's collateral damage because they know that the only way to get Ymir to follow along with the plan and
Rhino
get her...
wants Historia.
He wants her, yeah.
He wants her bad.
Yeah. But
and one day my wife.
Yeah. But there's a lot happening here because when there's a lot of questions being asked.
Yes, I would.
Connie's just unloading, just question. You know?
You have Jean with questions.
No, question. And then this all just one ear out the other.
And Armin have questions with each other. Armin's like, oh, this is her Titan.
Which obviously I mean, of course they're going to have questions.
Obviously.
Right? They need to know what the hell happened.
She's not answering any of them because she can talk in her Titan form.
Yeah,
because she's
done it before.
Say them hold on if you want to live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she talks. But she looks almost like a bird in this scene.
In this scene,
on a tree branch. Just trying to look at everyone one by one. Where is Historia?
But then Armin even kind of comes to that realization and wait, something's not right here. Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Why is she So why is she literally staring at each one of us?
Yeah, she's staring at each one of us one by one. Like you would
Yeah.
think, like if she's just looking out for Rhina, she'd be like having a broad view, but no, she's like looking at very, very precisely.
And then there was that voice that calls out her name, and then Ymir surprises everybody by opening wide, and then yeah.
I don't know what Krista, oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep flipping with her names.
Yeah.
What Historia thought in that moment where she was like Ymir, and then just
Yeah. Whoa.
Jaws.
Okay.
The Jaw Titan.
Yeah.
Got it. I know why they call you the Jaw Titan now. Got it.
Yeah, that's got to be surprising, right? But
It's got to stink.
yeah,
Just eat.
I think they all stink.
Yeah.
We talked about that before.
But you're just hanging out inside a Titan mouth.
Yeah.
Casual. All
Um,
moist and slimy.
but yeah, she ends up, getting Krista, and Ymir then goes and she retreats back to the traders, and now Rhina he's in his Titan form now, and now they're out of the forest into now this open field where he's just full on sprint running to the shore to where they can go ahead and escape and head back to their hometown.
Yeah.
So but Hannes we see is very determined, and is so determined that he's even kind of there's a foreshadowing moment where he says that's not over, that I'll get him back if it costs me my life. And yeah. Oh, Hannes.
Hannes.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to manifest it, man?
Also, I don't think he knew that he was going to come across that same Titan again.
No.
Yeah.
That is... Oh, gosh. We'll get into that.
Yeah, talk about full circle moment.
That is incredible. But
Yeah.
we will get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that whole occurrence and then how that all played out and stuff, and that's another crazy moment in AOT when we find out what the hell Eren is capable of doing.
Another very pivotal AOT moment.
Yeah. Yep, for
I
sure.
hope to see all of you there.
Yeah, right?
Join us in the next episode. All right.
So, we have any other final thoughts to get into here?
Not for this current episode, I don't think.
Because we pretty much already discussed a lot of
it was a
this
lot of Ymir's
episode and
backstory,
stuff and
then
getting some clarity.
we all know how we feel about Ymir's decisions, but we'll get more into that in the next episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Because we know that we're getting to some pretty good moments here. Like you said, another pivotable.
Yeah, we have our own words here.
Another pivotal moment in.
Who's concussed?
And I think I hit my head over, on the wall heading to the bathroom.
Yeah, when you went down the flush and just dunk, you pulled a Chris Farley.
Yeah.
And hit every single thing. I sent a paragraph. LOL, sorry. What, on the Instagram?
Yeah, Karen, what paragraph did you send?
I'd love to read your essay. I'd love to be logical, Lex, and critically analyze your essay formatting.
But I do like, so watching this gave me a whole kind of new appreciation for Ymir and her character, because she went through hell, not just being homeless, but also all that unfortunate, just being brought into this crazy world. That kind of that Lady Ymir following type thing. It's got to be a lot to have to deal with and just kind of take on and just obviously she's going along with it.
Sorry, I'm checking to see what Kyron sent.
But yeah, there's a new appreciation for Ymir.
Oh, he did send a paragraph, it just didn't show up on there.
Really?
Yeah, but he sent a screenshot.
Okay. You want to read it, Lex?
Yeah. He said, I saved this question at the end.
Okay.
Side note, I just remember this post on Facebook where some people were talking about the part 2 of the AOT finale. And some of the comments were saying the anime adaptation will end differently than the manga. And it made me think about the theory of the different timelines or different realities. What if it's 2 different endings because of 2 different realities? Or like maybe Eren did something slightly different in the anime and he did it than he did in the manga. Or Isayama just got tired of the hate for the ending and is rewriting the new ending. Pondering emoji.
I like it
emoji.
because any of those could be correct. Because it's all about interpretation, right?
Because I feel like that it very well could just be, again, the paths. This is just an ending of a different path than what ended than a different path that was in the manga. Or, I mean, we know that Isayama was like he went to
Well, and he's going to be attending an anime convention event in New York. I think late November, so coming up. But he also kind of mentioned, I think on Twitter, pretty much to fans that are going to attend to be kind to him.
Yeah,
he understands that there are a lot of opinions on
that's so sad.
On how he wrote the ending. So whenever you ask your question, please be respectful and please be kind. So I think too, like what Kyron mentioned in that paragraph, that it could be the last part because he changed it because of the reaction and maybe the scrutiny towards it and stuff. But Captain Boggy now, he's asking, is it confirmed that it's going to be a different ending than the manga?
All that's mentioned is that Kyron just says that in a post about the AOT finale, a lot of the comments are saying that the anime adaptation will end differently than the manga. So I feel like it's not confirmed. I think it's just popularly theorized.
That could happen because we know that the manga ending came out, and then there was that, as we just mentioned,
there was like backlash.
There was a lot of scrutiny and stuff. Yeah, a lot of backlash, and then so in order just to kind of get that, the fans to just to appease them, maybe they're gonna decide to do a different ending in the anime adaptation. So,
which is like, dang, good luck, Mappa.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to go off of now. Good luck.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, unless, Isayama happens to just draw that whole thing up again, is like, here, animate this.
Yeah.
But still, dang, Mappa does not. Who is it? Is it like the
I know you're talking about the one who has like heavy like eye bags, right?
Yeah. Is it the Mappa? He's like the executive.
Let's say he's like the director.
Yeah, he's like executive director or something like that for Mappa. And he just has like the heaviest,
if you see a picture
eye
of
bags, the like darkest under eye circles. And it's like, and I'm not surprised that he looks that way. He's doing Attack on Titan finale, and he is currently, they're doing Chainsaw Man right now.
Really?
Yeah, they're Chainsaw Man, and among other things that Mappa's probably doing. Side note, Chainsaw Man is really good. You guys should watch it. Mappa's doing some great work
is
there.
the director.
Okay.
And then it says here that the Attack on Titan director didn't go home for 3 days due to overwork. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Attack on Titan director,
and
Teruyuki,
all due respect, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Dang. Major respect.
Teruyuki Omine.
Major respect for that dude. Major respect.
Maybe.
And for all the other, not just him, all the other workers and everything there too. Everyone else that's got a hand in Mappa. Because you guys are doing some great work, and it does not look easy.
Okay, so it says if someone ever, so this is from a tweet, if someone ever say you, this is weird, the tweet is not weird, but if someone ever says that that Mappa doesn't overwork their employees, look at Hayashi. He is a director of the final season of Attack on Titan, and that's when it shows photos of him and his heavy freaking bags under his eyes, and they're like purple.
Yeah. Like, that is not healthy.
Yeah. So the Attack on Titan director.
As much as I would love to get Attack on Titan as soon as possible, take your breaks, man. The human body is not meant to be worked that hard.
Yeah.
Like, I could wait a few more months if it would mean that you would have a healthy lifestyle.
And also too,
like, I have so much respect for you guys.
Like, waiting just means that we're not going to get the
ultimate conclusion,
Yeah.
you know, right away. And that just means that we're going to have something to kind of like look forward to, you know, because we know that once it's over, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know, and that's going to be so tough to come to
unless
terms with.
there's going to be some sort of like, you know, spin-off or whatever they decide to do. But I would doubt that they're going to do something like that. I mean, I would be all on board with any of that.
Oh, yeah. For it to never end. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people like meme like the whole like parts of endings and everything to be like, oh, well, here comes Attack on Titan final season part 16, guys.
Yeah, and I would be
and
okay with that.
You know what? I don't mind it. Why are y'all mad? I don't mind. As long as it makes sense and it's, you know, obviously to the story and everything. I mean, as much as Isayama wants it to be, if he wants it to be a different ending, then I'm okay with that. And I'll read the manga separately. I'll get all the different realities.
But also, too, that just goes to show how passionate he is about this story, to where it's like, not just that, but also the fact that he, like, in some sort of way, he appreciates the fan support and how opinionated they are, because he went as far as to go ahead and pretty much create an alternate ending. Yeah. You know?
And that's something that, like, it's very easy just to be a creator and be like, nope, that's the story. I put it out there. That's what it is. Take it for what it is. But you could tell that he has so much passion towards Attack on Titan and doing it justice and hearing out the opinions of the viewers. Be like, you know what? I will go the extra mile and write an alternate ending. And if he is writing an alternate ending for the anime, then, whew, I do not envy Isayama's situation at all. That sounds like such a difficult predicament to be in.
Yeah.
But he seems to be a genius, so I trust him. He's got that.
So hopefully, as he attends this New York City anime event, that people are respectful and kind to him.
And that's so sad that he has to like ask people to be kind to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, with today's day and age, you know,
the way that people who are very opinionated,
today, it's like it comes to a point where it's like people are not treated as human. There's like such a lack of empathy.
Yeah, and a lot of times, people, I'm clearly tired or concussed.
A lot of people,
maybe both, but
yeah, that's what it is.
A lot of times too, if it's not kind of like people's, if it's not their way, then you know it's like they're they completely
invalidate all the hard work.
Extremely upset, like, dude, relax, you know?
I know. Calm down.
But anyways.
And that's coming from us being like, it's just an anime. Meanwhile, we have a whole podcast dedicated to this one anime.
Yeah. But even then, like, if we were to attend this event and we had questions for, you know, the, again, talented, you know, Isayama, then, you know, we're going to be nothing more respectful.
Of course.
You know, and it's not like we're going to be like, we're going to be very opinionated and be like, look, we go ahead and we talk about these episodes. Why did you do this? Why did you do, why
didn't you have Ymir stay? Why didn't you have da-da-da? What does it mean with da-da-da-da-da? It's like,
but that would be an interesting question to go ahead and ask Isayama, is about the ending in the manga and the ending in the anime. If they are different, then are they just different pathways, different timelines, different, you know, because again, like,
and I am looking forward to seeing how that goes and what questions are asked, because we will definitely review the juicy ones on here.
Yeah.
For sure. In the next few weeks.
For sure.
Because I'm very curious to see what people are going to ask Isayama. And he has a very smart way of answering questions by not letting on too much, but also answering just enough just to keep you wondering.
It sounds like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
They never really give you
it really
complete
makes
answers.
Sense that this man that answers questions by leading you with more questions is the writer of Attack on Titan. It's the perfect combination. It makes so much sense. It's like every I've totally forgot the name of the Spider-Man movie. The most recent one. I keep on wanting to call it Spider-Verse, but it's not.
No.
Spider-Man No Way Home, where they had like Toby and Andrew Garfield being like, no, what? No, like not really saying no, they're not in it, but also just like not telling them that they are.
Yeah. Also, too, it's funny you mentioned MCU.
We always got to mention MCU.
For anybody that watched Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, message us on Instagram to tell us what you thought about it, because me and Lexi, we watched it, and we're kind of curious to see what you guys thought about the movie. Obviously, we don't want to get into any spoilers or anything or talk about the movie here, because Kyron said he saw it. It's
very new.
Yeah, we saw it Saturday. So Kyron, message us on Instagram. Tell us what you thought. we would like to go ahead and kind of like talk about that. But obviously we can't do it on the podcast because some people haven't seen it, and it just came out. Like it, 8.5 out of 10. Okay. I like that. I would say I'm kind of like, okay, I would give it an 8.
Okay.
You know, an 8 out of 10. Yeah, anybody who saw it, you know, tell us what you thought about it. Obviously no spoilers, but
no spoilers on here.
Yeah, no spoilers on here.
But you can text us.
Yeah,
has Zach seen it? Because Zach's gonna see those DMs too.
Shoot, actually, I don't think Zach has seen it.
Oh,
That's
well,
right.
Then don't DM.
Don't DM us. Never mind.
Don't DM us then. Zach
we don't
hasn't
spoil
seen
it for Zach. Yeah.
He's gonna be out there in Vegas
And
partying it up.
yeah.
See a text
Yeah.
about like a very subliminal spoiler. Like it's gonna be like the first couple of words.
It's gonna be legit,
He's
like a review of just the movie and stuff and
Yeah.
everything, and talking about certain moments that happened in it. And all of a sudden, Zach's
gonna be like, great.
Awesome. And I highly doubt that he took the time in Vegas to go ahead and watch a movie.
No, he's out there partying it up.
Oh, Kyron said it would have been higher, but this lady was snoring in our theater and everyone started giggling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, in your defense, you were concussed. So.
Yeah. I had to. It was literally the day that I got officially diagnosed with my concussion. Yesterday, officially diagnosed with my concussion because I got it from practice on Friday.
Yeah.
And like I literally told my athletic trainer, I was like, listen, I'm going to go. I got tickets to see Wakanda Forever. And like literally what she told me, she was like, you know, there's a list of activities that you can do when you're concussed. And she was like, a movie theater is definitely an outlier. Definitely not one of the activities on the list. So she was like, but she's like, since you already got tickets and everything, she was like, just be mindful that you have a concussion because I do have sensitivity to sound, very little sensitivity to light. I've noticed that if I do take a nap in the middle of the day, I feel much better. Like right now I feel fine because I took a good nap. But
that answers Kyron's question of how are you now?
Right now I'm pretty okay.
Okay, that's good.
Just, you know, wake up with headaches. Sometimes I get randomly nauseous and, you know, it's just, you know, it's my third concussion.
This is the third one, yeah.
Given this probably is, this one might be, the last one was pretty bad, but this one might be like 10% worse than the last one, which makes sense. It gets worse over time. But I had to watch the movie, parts of it in sunglasses, but the movie's so dark I had to take off my sunglasses sometimes. Yeah. And then I wore my AirPods in for the entirety of the movie. And for some points I had to put my AirPods on noise canceling mode. Because I was getting such a headache and like, it's not even a head. If anyone has had a concussion, they know what I'm talking about. Like it's like pressure in your head, but it's not necessarily a headache. I was definitely feeling that for some points and I just had to go on noise canceling mode and like look away at the screen sometimes. But there was a point where, given this does not reflect my view on the movie, I was about to fall asleep at one point. And you were like, you good?
I literally was like, hey, are you okay? Are you tired or is it the concussion?
I know. You knocking out like sleep-wise or knocking out like conscious-wise? And I was like, no, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Because I did get up that same morning at like 7 a.m. to go get evaluated.
Yeah, to go ahead and see
for my
physical therapist.
Yeah, for my athletic trainer.
Yeah, athletic trainer.
Yeah.
There you go.
And yeah. But thank you for your concern, Kyron. And yes, this is my third one. And they're all from the same exact thing, diving from beach volleyball and not hitting my head on anything. It's from the whiplash.
Yeah.
But this time, like the other two times, my whiplash was my head whipping forward. This time my head whipped sideways. And like I remember driving home from practice and I was on the freeway and I turned to look at my blind spot and I was like, oh, ow. Like yeah. It was like one of those things where you like turn your neck the wrong way and it sounds almost like a crack. I did that. Yeah, I know, Kyron, but thank goodness I'm not in like peak season right now. I still got a good month before games.
Yeah, so there's more opportunity for concussions.
There's more, yes, there is more opportunity.
The thing with Lexi, and this is kind of like something that it's good, but also bad, is that, you know, Lexi is a hard worker. And so, again, she mentioned that the concussions that she's gotten is because of the same thing. She's going to the extent of diving full effort, trying to go ahead and save, you know, this is in beach volleyball.
Yes.
And the sand doesn't necessarily always give.
Yes.
Really
especially
never
because
gives.
It had been raining the whole week before.
Okay.
So the sand was very like
Yeah, it was pretty dense, right?
Yeah, very dense, very compact, which is easier to jump and run on.
Yeah, but
not
when you're
so easy to dive
diving
on.
and getting ready to go ahead
Because if it's hard, like gym floor, normally you can dive on gym floor and slide. Sand, you do not slide.
No.
You stop.
Yeah. That's why it's the force of the stopping immediately and the whiplash.
I
and
didn't hit
stuff,
my
you know?
head on anything because I landed on my elbows. I
Yeah.
just went. But this one was, I dove sideways and I landed on my elbow and I went like this.
Yeah.
And I heard a crack and I was like, oh. And in my head, okay, guys, don't do what I did. I was really stupid and I was like, it might just be whiplash. I'm okay. Even though I knew in the back of my head, I was like, you're
I've
class.
experienced this before.
Like I have had this exact sensation before and it's okay right now, but it's not going to be in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I kept playing 2 more games after that incident.
Oh.
And it wasn't until like the last 10 points of the last game where I was like, I am nauseous. This is not okay. And I had to like hold a bag while we were driving home. I didn't yak or anything. I was just concussed.
Just concussed. All right.
But I'm gonna get a lot of sleep, and I'm not allowed to do any physical activity for a week, unless it's my like return to play protocol. But I'll be okay. This is not my first rodeo. I'll be good. Thank you guys for your concern, Kyron. I appreciate it.
All right, Lex. So despite all that, what would you give? What would you give Wakanda Forever?
I was too concussed to speak. I honestly think I would give it.
I'm at an 8.
Completely
Kyron's at an
unbiased.
8.5.
I honestly think I would give it like a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like a good 7.5.
Well,
Like-
I feel like too. It's
Like an MCU 7.5.
Yeah.
Not like a movie's 7.5. Like
Yeah.
MCU 7.5.
okay.
Like no matter what, an MCU movie is going to be fairly decent. I mean, they got the budgeting for it. So
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. But yeah, it was a good movie.
yeah.
I will say that it's Kyron Namor's I feel like Namor was a good key element to that movie for sure.
Yes.
You know?
I'm trying like I want to comment on that without saying
Yeah, I
too
think Kyron's in the
much.
same boat too right now. He's like, that's all I won't say. That's all, pretty much I won't say anything else. Yeah.
Personally, I don't know if I would say villain, but that's anyways.
Well, this like
That's
AOT,
my
it's
opinion.
all about perspectives.
Yeah.
Right? And then this movie is no different. It's like, what side are you on? Kind of like,
Because given the perspective of who you're given, like, in Death Note, you're in the perspective of Light Yagami. And at some points, you're like, I'm rooting for him. You're like, why am I rooting for him?
yeah. Yeah.
Same with Attack on Titan. You're in the perspective of
You are the victim.
You are, yeah.
You're the victim when these Titans show up and, destroy your home. But yeah, Kyron, yeah, I agree. There's moments.
Yes, there are points.
But I feel like we're tiptoeing. So
Yes.
So yeah.
All right, I
we're
feel
gonna
like
have
I feel like if we keep talking about it, we're gonna end up
Yeah.
talking too much about
Yeah.
it. So go watch Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's a must watch.
Unless you're concussed.
Must see.
Wait.
If you're concussed, wait. And if you already have tickets,
Don't
then
do what I did.
sunglasses and earbuds.
Yeah, sunglasses.
Tiptoeing
and
hard,
AirPods,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely go see it. It is a must watch. And yeah. I mean, I'm a big MCU fan, so any of these movies I'm going to go ahead and see for sure.
Yes.
So, very cool. But anyways, yeah. Kyron, that was cool, man. Talking to you. I would love to go ahead and get into a little bit more depth and stuff, but yeah, we'll have to save it for the MCU podcast.
Yeah, the MCU podcast with you, Kyron.
Yeah, maybe we'll give it a week, so that way times for people to go ahead and see it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of talk that can happen in a week.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go back and talk about it. But yeah, it's too early for Kyron said, definitely join. Yeah, and there's so much to talk about in MCU podcast. Like there'd be so much content. If we were to start from the beginning, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. But I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning of the MCU.
Yeah, that sounds super tedious.
I would love to go ahead and kind of just pick up where we're at.
We already
and
are
then talk
doing
about the potential
a
future.
very what's the word I'm thinking of?
We're doing a very
ambitious. We already are doing something very ambitious by going through Attack on Titan in chronological order and splitting it in half.
Yeah.
It's a concussion talking, sorry
Yeah.
guys. I can blame it on the concussion, even though I stumble just as much when I'm not concussed. But
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, we appreciate anybody who's joined us. We appreciate, all of you guys joining us in chat. But I think it's time to go ahead and kind of get to a close here, guys. So yeah, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Attack to Talk podcast. We appreciate your guys' support so much. You guys know that we'll update you. We'll do the best we can to update you guys on when we'll be streaming live, whenever the episodes are out. So keep an eye on all that and stay updated. And back at you, Kyron. And yeah, guys, follow us if you guys don't or haven't yet. Follow us at Attack to Talk Podcasts. It's the best way to keep up to date and keep up finger hearts. Yeah, in our profile, guys, we have our link tree. It's gonna have all the platforms that we're on, where you guys can go ahead and kind of watch us on the different platforms. You can watch us on YouTube, which we upload on Fridays. The new episodes. You can watch us on Spotify. Those episodes are also uploaded same day on Fridays. And then you can just watch us as we stream live, which we usually stream live on Sundays, which is always going to be on Twitch. So
yes.
However you guys decide to go ahead and watch or listen to us, whether you want to listen to us on one of the, just Apple Podcasts or just listen on Spotify. However you're getting your content, we appreciate you guys following along with us. So yeah, guys, stay up to date, follow along, and yeah, it's always fun when you guys join us. And like, we had an awesome conversation in the start of the episode that kind of just, again, it was cool just talking about random AOT stuff.
Very open, yeah.
And we get to get into some fun, territory and everything. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So just please follow along, guys. Also, huge shout out and thank you to NatePlaysBad again for once we're done streaming, he goes and he takes the episodes and he gets them all prepared and ready to so that we can upload them for you guys over on Fridays. So huge shout out to Nate. Thank you so much, and follow along his Twitch channel at NatePlaysBad. Yeah, again, he's been streaming pretty often. I want to say maybe like once or twice a week. So follow along, guys. And yeah, thank you again for everything, Nate. All right, so now we'll get into some of the merch stuff. You guys are aware that we have, links for you guys to use over in our link tree. That is links for AnimeCrunch, link for Fandomion. You guys know the drill. If you guys are interested, click on those links. It'll take you to their online store where you guys can go ahead and browse, search through just the different anime stuff that they have. They have a lot of different merch. Check it out, guys. Go ahead and support them. Awesome sites to go ahead and get some merch. Lexi has a promo code for you guys to use at Fandomion. That promo code is her name, Lex, Lex. You guys can use that promo code. You guys will be able to use a 10% discount on whatever it is you guys plan on buying. Yeah, and again, it just they don't only have like just anime stuff. They have a ton of different other stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the holidays
updated me to let you guys know that, like, especially since we are, just to remind you guys, especially since we are approaching the like holiday season and everything. And I will say some of the shipping, it's not necessarily the quickest. It's maybe like 2 weeks to get delivered, 2 or 3 weeks to get delivered, around 2 weeks. Okay. They're pretty consistent, but because it is around the holiday season, that they do get a lot more orders around.
There's a lot of traffic, huh?
So yeah, it is a lot of traffic. However, it is also good for you guys to go ahead and see what you guys want to get all your friends and family and stuff for Christmas and for their birthdays and for holidays and stuff.
And it'll all be here before you know it, the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Like Halloween was already it's going to be like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween was 2 weeks ago. What the heck? Yeah, Halloween was 2 weeks ago. Okay, so, and we're already going to be in Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's right around the corner.
And so before you guys know it, Christmas is going to be here. If you guys celebrate Christmas, go ahead and check out Fandomion and get your loved ones a shirt or a keychain or
little Funko Pop.
Maybe a Funko Pop. Yeah, whatever you guys are.
That way your loved one could be like, I have no idea what this is. What is this? And then that's right there, a conversation starter.
Introduce them.
Be like, well, let me go ahead and explain to you. Let me show you.
But yeah, like AJ was mentioning, they have so much more than just anime too. Given they do have plenty of anime. I will say I haven't really seen any other shops that have so much anime representation like Fandomion does. Fandomion has representation of animes that are like they're like not even that popular, but it's still like, this, you guys, if you want a shirt from it, you can get it. And they have all kinds of pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
So even if you have, family members that don't really watch anime, you can still get them a cool Game of Thrones shirt.
Yeah.
Get them a Stranger Things jacket, whatever they're into. So this is like the perfect, I feel like this is like the perfect website to get friends and family gifts and stuff around the holidays. Or, be a little selfish. Gift yourself something.
Yeah, you deserve something too.
Use your own like Christmas and birthday money to get yourself a little something.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and then send it to us. I would love to see what you guys are getting, what you guys are repping.
Yeah.
What kind of anime?
Well, don't send it to us, but just like
send us a photo
Yeah.
of what you bought.
Yeah.
Don't send us don't buy us stuff.
Or even just tell us.
Buy
You
yourself
guys, whenever we stream live, you guys just tell us in chat what it is you guys got.
Yeah.
And we would love to go ahead and kind of talk about all that stuff, We know that there's plenty of merch that we've got here.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've gotten from
Definitely.
Fandomion or gotten from AnimeCrunch.
I have figurines that I haven't even put up yet.
Yeah. So, we would love to know whatever it is you guys plan on buying or whatever the case is, and maybe it's something where like, oh shoot, they have that. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and get that too or something,
Spread the word. Unless you want to gatekeep this cool stuff, but I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm trying to share this with you guys. I'm trying to share the love.
Yeah. Guys, you guys
with
know,
a discount code.
link trees for you guys to use. That is for AnimeCrunch, and then we have a link tree for you guys to use for Fandomion. So check those out, guys.
I would appreciate it.
All right, so let's go and talk about some art. And another thing we have around the room is art by a very talented artist named Caesar. We have a link in our link tree, and it is a link that will send you to his Etsy store. He's selling a couple different pieces of his art. Check that out, guys. Or you can follow him on Instagram at ArtofCesar, and you guys could just go ahead and stay up to date on all the different art that he posts. I think he's been trying to do some collabs, right? Recently, I think he's been trying to really venture and build his name and stuff. Because I know that he also inspires to be like a comic artist, and he has that style. He kind of really kind of blends into that. I don't want to say like Junji Ito type style, but he's very kind of.
It's like an alternative kind of sketchier.
Yeah.
I really like it. Yeah. I enjoy the style a lot.
So just to kind of get an idea of what it is we're talking about, go ahead and look at him on his Instagram, see the kind of art that he's putting out there. If you're interested, click that link in our link tree over on our Instagram page, and that will take you to his Etsy store where you guys can go ahead and buy one of his pieces of art. Check it out, guys. And of course, we got to go ahead and shout out friends of the show. We got our friends Marco, you got our friends Eddie, who are also talented artists. They go ahead and they take the time to just, be creative and make art and stuff, and then, put it out there on the Instagram. And that's a difficult thing to do, is to put any of your stuff that you have out there into the world, because it's in the same kind of token with Isayama, where he's kind of like, please be nice, please be kind and stuff, like
social
a lot of people are very, people can be judgmental on a lot of just
on the internet. I feel like a lot of people forget that those are actual human beings on the other side that you are talking to.
So for somebody to go ahead and literally have the initiative and just that confidence to put some of their stuff out there, that's a big step, and the stuff that Marco puts out, as well as with Eddie, you can see some of the stuff that he's also put out. They're both very creative people, and go check them out, guys. Go ahead and follow along. Where can you find them, Alex?
You can find Marco on Instagram at MARC0 MAMONE.
Yeah.
It's his name. The first O is a 0. And you can find Eddie on Instagram at ArtDejuan. ArtDejuan.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and follow along, guys. See the different stuff that they've already put out there, and the support just goes all over the place, guys. They support us, and we want to support them. You guys go ahead and support them as well. Check out the stuff, and it's really cool. Again, it's kind of like
You said Marco's been doing what's the anime?
Berserk.
Berserk.
It's his favorite anime. That's why he's been doing it.
Yeah,
So, well, no, I would maybe JoJo's his favorite.
Yeah, well, it's been a huge inspiration for him.
He does
right?
both, but Berserk definitely.
Yeah, so Berserk, a lot of that stuff, and then even
and they have a
with,
lot of cool imagery in Berserk too. So
with Eddie too. I mean, we talked about Caesar's style and of his art, right? And then Eddie's kind of got like a similar style, a similar vibe to it.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Eddie has multiple styles, I feel like.
Really?
And it's really cool seeing like growth and like trying things out. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, try new things, and I feel like a lot of us. I just started Berserk, but laid off to watch Hunter x Hunter. All right, okay. Finish up Hunter x Hunter, but I think it's really cool to see like artists try to branch off and try new things, and even if they're not successful at it at first, they still try it, because I feel like a lot of us feel the same way I do, where you try something new and you're so frustrated if you're not immediately good at it. You're like, dang, I'm not immediately good at this thing I'm trying for the first time. I freaking suck. And you're so hard on yourself because you're so competitive, and you're like, dang, I'm never doing that again. I suck at it. It's like, no, you're just brand new at it.
Yeah.
Like every expert was once a beginner. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Just keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah.
So go ahead and be curious. Go try new things.
Be adventurous.
And if it feels wonky and feels weird, then it's working.
It's true.
Then that's something good.
Yeah. And it's good to step out of your like comfort zone and stuff, you know.
For personal growth and all that.
For character development.
Yeah, that's what we're all in our own anime, and just character development.
Yeah. Anything else, Lex? Any other wise words for us?
Those are all of my concussed wise words.
Very cool.
I think
all
for
right.
now. Talked about why men cheat on beautiful women, and and that we're all anime characters in our own anime, and that we need to. I think it's our training arc, guys.
Yeah.
I think it's time for that character development.
You know what? By saying that we're all our own like anime characters, it made me think about a question I asked you during one of the previews of, right before the movie. It wasn't a preview to a movie, but it was like a moment where it was like a commercial.
It was a Sprite commercial.
Of when a guy opens up his fridge, and on the other side it's Wakanda. And he closes the fridge. So I want to ask you guys the same question.
Our Q&A question.
If you were to open up your fridge and there was an alternate like universe, or there was like a whole other
some kind of fictional world.
If
your fridge was a Narnia, but it didn't have to be Narnia,
where would you want your fridge to take you?
What would the universe be?
Yeah, because when I asked Lex, I mean, we're kind of talking about like Pandora from Avatar, right?
Yeah. But only if I'm able to go in and be an avatar. But humans, like you said, humans exist. In Avatar, I would just be human.
Just be human. Right. I think it's safe to say that nobody would want to choose AOT universe.
I don't think any of us would choose Attack on Titan for good reason.
Because
as cool as it would be, it's great. Let's keep it at a distance.
Yeah, but as you go into it, say if you choose an anime, then you're going to go ahead and walk through, and you will then be like drawn as your own.
Yeah, you're in their art style
character.
And Naruto or Avatar.
Avatar: Last Airbender.
My answer to this question was My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see if I'm a quirkless loser, or if I get a pointless quirk, or what quirk I would even get. I would love to see if I would get a quirk, and if so, what, and how I would look drawn in that style.
Well, there's a good chance of you getting a quirk, because it says that there's the 80% of the population.
But what if it's something pointless?
It is what it is. Like if you're a can opener, then that's what your purpose is.
My quirk is can opening.
Like, I'm sorry.
My quirk is that my thumb is a pen.
Yeah.
I can write anything, anytime. Don't have to bring a pen to class. Perfect. But
then where does your ink come from? Are you like?
Because every quirk has like it's a human. It's just an ability. It's not a superpower.
Movie universe.
Okay. okay, that's pretty good. That would I would love to see what. Oh wait, I already know what I'd be drawn like in a Ghibli movie because my best friend Aaron did it. The one who drew our logo. Planime Stickers drew it.
Yeah, Planime Stickers. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Planime Stickers.
What's LLB?
I was just going to say LOL.
Oh, LOL.
And then did a.
I thought that was like an acronym for a universe.
I think Kyron just meant to say LOL and accidentally clicked the B. He was laughing. He was laughing out loud so hard that he clicked the B.
Yeah. Like I wonder what would that be?
Yes.
That's all.
Lob.
Like I was like, that's LOL, or maybe he's talking about a universe. I was like, okay, that's not like, Lord of La Beings.
Yeah, Lord of Le Beans.
Lord of Le Beings. How does Lord of the Beings sound like a something like a Shia LaBeouf character would be or something? I don't know.
Shia LaBeouf.
Lord of the Beings.
I just thought of Mr. Bean.
Lord of the Beans. Lord of the Beans, or just Mr. Bean and his crazy little expressions that he does.
Yeah, Mr. Bean. Oh, Mr. Bean. Yeah, I would choose it. I would choose My Hero Academia.
That's a good choice, though, because
also I feel like it wouldn't be too much of a threat that if anything were to come into this universe.
That's true. I did mention, I was like, well, keep in mind, whatever it is that's out there in this other world, like if you open up your fridge, something can walk into our world. Yeah. You know? So it's like, okay, then now you're kind of playing with fire a little bit, because if you decide to choose something,
careful.
If you choose something that could be very harmful, you know, as we said, you're like, okay, Attack on Titan. What happens if a freaking Titan decides to just like
crawl on through? Yeah, what if Connie's dad just happens to just...
Oh, you crazy.
Come on in.
Yeah. Or you just see Ymir's jaw tighten just...
I know. I'm like, what the heck? Just a Titan arm in your kitchen. What do we do?
How bad would that be? Open up your fridge because you're hungry or thirsty, whatever, and just a hand just grabs you, just,
you know, just like, oh, immediate death.
Yeah.
86?
Captain Boggy was 86, mean.
What is that?
I don't know what that world is.
No, what is world 86?
86. Alternate universe 86.
You didn't answer the question. What universe would you pick out of anything?
I don't know. Oh
my gosh!
Can you imagine
not zombies.
World
War zombies? No.
Coming through that portal? Hell no.
Because if it's like Walking Dead zombies, where it's
World War Z? Hell no! Yeah. Those things are full on sprinting.
Yeah. Like if it's like Walking Dead zombies, those are pretty slow. But those zombies that like World War Z, Left 4 Dead, you open up the door,
special infected. Yeah, literally, yeah. The next thing you open it, just
in your I'm like, no, I just wanted a Sprite, man.
I think My Hero that's a really, really like interesting. I
feel like that's a safe choice
because
but also, like
you go ahead and you. But what if you have like a legit like badass quirk and all of a sudden you have the responsibility of like,
now
damn
it, saving the world.
Yeah, they're like, now I can't leave this world because they're gonna need me.
I know.
The Last of Us clickers.
No, bro, just kill me. Yeah, at that point, I would lock up that fridge.
Yeah.
Put it in Pandora's box.
Yeah.
I asked Luca this question, and he said Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
why?
I was like, why? And
Game
I was
of
like,
Thrones.
what if something comes through? Like, wouldn't you be scared of like dying? And he was like, no, but what? He was like, the scenery is really pretty, though.
Great.
He was like, I would want to see the scenery.
And
I was like,
great. About all the death.
You could see something beautiful while you die.
Yeah. Captain Boggy or The Promised Neverland. That sounds beautiful.
The Promised Neverland is an anime with these kids that are all in basically an orphanage. But the catch is that they're not being sent out for adoption. They're being sent out to be eaten by these species. Okay. Doesn't sound beautiful anymore. No, it's not that beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would not want to be in the Promised Neverland. It sounds beautiful. It's not.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of other animes that because the animes obviously I really like are ones that I would not want to necessarily
like the
live
ones
in.
that exactly.
Like Attack on Titan, Death Note, Devilman Crybaby.
Like One Piece, no, I don't want to live in a world with pirates.
It depends on who I'm associated with, because I would like to be in the anime Nana if I'm in that friend group.
No, that's not his. You have to, like, it's how it would be with any situation.
I would just be.
You'd have to go in there. You'd have to just get to know them or build that relationship with that person.
And then again, I would like to be an Avatar if I were an Avatar, but that's not going to happen. But also, I would love to see the scenery of Pandora in person. Like, see the floating mountains and see the Tree of Souls. But then again, they wouldn't let a human in the Tree of Souls. Maybe Jake would now at this point, but...
Kyron's saying because the orphanage owners promised this land.
And the kids
never reach. That is so sad.
Yeah. That's pretty much what Promise Neverland is. I never finished season 2, but I should. Even though I heard season 2 is kind of not that good.
I'd walk into just an MCU world where just there's heroes among us and I'm just a normal person.
You just need to get that like Hulk blood or something, or fall into a radioactive.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
And there's a 1 out of 10 chance that will turn you into a hero.
Not even a 1 out of 10. I think the chances are very, very low.
1 in a million.
Yeah. You have to have like a horrible situation happen to you. Or
you need to have trauma for you to be a hero.
Yeah. Marco's back.
Oh, what's up, Marco?
Marco. Lex, can you ask him the question?
Oh yeah, Marco. I'm sure you've seen the Sprite commercial where the guy opens up his fridge.
No context.
Okay.
Just Marco. If you open your fridge and on the other side of your fridge was a whole other like universe, what would you choose? It could be whatever. It could be anime. It could be like a
literally
movie.
Anything.
It could be
video game,
whatever.
anything.
A video game. Yeah, that's another option. A video game.
He's like Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah.
No.
What would be on the other side of your fridge?
You can go into this universe.
You go into it and you are like, you become whatever the kind of like the mold is. You know, like if it's anime, you are drawn into that same
style.
kind of anime, whatever and stuff. You know, if you end up going into like, say for example, MCU, then you're just gonna be
You're just you.
You know, and then. If you choose, just whatever it is you choose. You know, for example, Lexi's choice was My Hero Academia, which means she walks into it. You know, she has a chance of actually. She has a chance of. Yeah.
You're not. You don't get to be that character.
No, you're
though,
you.
Marco. You are you.
You're you, bro. You're you.
You walk in and you're you.
So I don't know.
But keep in mind, the things that are on that side. So obviously you can go into that side, and like for me, example, I'd be in that My Hero Academia art style. I'd still be me. I could get my random quirk, but things can also come into your world. So I can be sad about something else besides school.
All right, let's go to some of the chat real quick because I know that Captain Boggy said that read the manga, it's better. Don't watch season 2.
Yeah,
so the manga is better.
I heard season 2 is not good for the Promised Land.
And Kyron's answer, he said, I would say MCU, but let's be honest, who's fighting Thanos? Not me. No.
Yeah, no.
Because the thing is, if Kyron were to choose MCU and he goes into it, then
he's just a normal person.
Let's say there's a chance though. There's a chance that he goes into it and he has powers. You know, but there's also a chance that you walk into it and you don't have powers. So you can be. So again, that's the risk you're willing to take, right? Captain Boggy, video game Kingdom Hearts. Woo.
Yeah, interesting.
That'd be pretty interesting too. But again, keep in mind, guys,
in that art style.
You're able to walk into that universe, but something in that universe can also walk into our reality.
Yes.
You know, if you leave that fridge door open.
Which is why, Marco, like we were saying, none of us are picking Attack on Titan.
Yeah, none of us.
We do not want Titan hand just coming and
or
grabbing
anything
you
with zombies and stuff.
Yeah,
like
nothing with
Kyrie mentioned World War Z.
Nothing with no apocalyptic plague.
Yeah.
After hearing the rules, Marco says, "Never mind," and I would get killed instantly.
Yeah, but also it's like so say in our reality it's your fridge, but say if you walk into like, let's say My Hero Academia. Then that thing's probably going to be like a locker or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So then you're going to have to remember where that kind of portal is.
Mm-hmm. True.
So Marco also he says One Punch Man universe. I feel like there's a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. But again, I mean, there's a chance that Marco walks into it.
I would have the worst luck and be person number 118 that gets killed in the rubble.
Yeah.
Like,
Marcus, the JoJo universe.
Okay. Being drawn in that art style too, though, that'd
be really cool.
They're all like buff and snatched and beautiful.
Yeah.
They're all like Vogue models.
Like one that came to mind too for me would be like it'd be so interesting, like Tokyo Ghoul, but like who wants to live in that world?
No one wants. Yeah.
Like, no.
Like all of our favorite anime.
Sword Art Online.
Okay, Sword Art Online would be interesting.
Yeah.
But also like terrifying because of the whole premise of you being trapped in this video game forever. You would never get to go back to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You would never return unless, I haven't seen past like half of season 2. They all do Vogue poses in heated moments. Yeah, can you imagine being in an argument? Can you imagine like in the real world, like a Karen is like yelling at like a Burger King employee about them, like to see the manager, and instead of like she's yelling at them, instead of like throwing a fit, she's like doing Vogue poses. She's voguing instead. The workers are voguing as they're like arguing with her.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I'm staring up over at a Rick and Morty thing, and that would be
that
weird.
would be interesting.
It'd be so weird.
Yeah.
But it would be very interesting for sure.
Drawn in that, I would love to see
that
you
art
drawn
style?
in a Rick and Morty art style.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Like just thinking about certain cartoons or whatever, Marcus saying, I wonder what my stand would be because it's a manifestation of your own mind.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that about JoJo. Or like getting drawn in like the Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
But no one wants to be in Demon Slayer.
Last one, Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone. Okay, okay. But also like as long as you're aligned with the right people, because then you're just a caveman.
Yeah.
Or you're like the one person. No, you would be alive. So yeah, you just need to be aligned with the right people, Boggy.
Okay, so if my choice is like SpongeBob and I'm going into Bikini Bottom, do I become like a fish? Or am I just like a person? I'm just like instantly like trying to swim back to whatever it is.
There are humans in the SpongeBob.
Well, if I'm choosing SpongeBob and I'm a human, no, I don't want that.
It's like me choosing Avatar and I'm a human. I don't want that either.
If you're in the science team, then yeah.
Yeah, if you're in the science team,
for Dr. Stone?
then yeah, for Dr. Stone, then yeah, you're pretty set. You're good. Just as long as you're friends with Senku, you're good. Become friends with him.
Wow. I mean, I guess any place has their pros and cons. Some of them just have more cons than pros. But
I would choose, you know what? I've always wanted to be in this universe ever since I was really young. I would choose Sky High.
Sky High?
So I could go to high school with these powers and be.
But there's a chance that you don't have powers, though.
I know. But I would hope.
Yeah.
Hope that I would.
Okay,
have those
so
powers.
I'm gonna. I like your choice of.
Or I would go in. No, Haikyuu is too normal. Haikyuu is already my life. I would not do Haikyuu.
But I like your original answer of
My Hero.
Of My Hero, because if there's a chance that I get a quirk, right?
Yeah, Sky High is a classic, right?
If I decide
biggest crush on
to
Warren
say
Beatty.
I have a badass quirk, right? Like say I have something cool, like I don't know, I'd have to think about something that's very cool. But say it's something
not
that
copying someone.
say it's I know I was like, oh, I have oh wait, there's already somebody has that.
Like, someone already has that. Great.
But say I'm like a freaking like for whatever reason my quirk is like black holes or something. Like I don't know. Like literally I get to go ahead and just suck people up into a never-ending darkness or something, you know?
But then how would that there's limitations on your body.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the limitation
Just
is.
like make you sleepy.
But
My limitation would be I would be concussed every time I use it.
my fear though is that I wouldn't use it for good, only because I am so like in love with the villains.
Yeah.
And like Shigaraki's my guy, so I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm in this world, and I have like black hole quirk. But like, oh my gosh, recruit me now.
Recruited immediately, yeah.
Recruit me now.
Who is this random dude? You don't have any ID, nothing here. You're just here. Great.
And I'm just like causing chaos in the streets of My Hero, and I'm just like,
no one knows you.
Where's Shigaraki?
Yeah.
Recruit me.
I know.
Shiggy.
You'd be breaking Overhaul out of jail.
Yeah.
And then you could like change your name and everything. You could be like Ymir.
I couldn't break.
A new life equals new name.
Yeah, I couldn't break Overhaul out because then that would piss off Shigaraki.
Oh yeah.
I want to get on Shiggy's good side.
True.
For sure. You know, but yeah, Marco saying My Hero would be nice, simple concept. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but there's also that chance that I wouldn't get a quirk because, as it explains to us, only 80% have a quirk.
I'm looking at That video game cover. What about The Wolf Among Us?
Yeah, be a fable.
Yeah, it'd be a fable. Or you could, no, we would be Mundies.
Yeah, Mondays.
You'd be normal people.
Eesh.
But you would still be drawn in that style.
Yeah.
You'd still be in that style. And aren't there Mundies that are... No, I don't think there's any Mundies that are like aligned.
Oh no.
That are aligned with the fables. I would go in and be like, you are the big bad wolf.
I'm just gonna go ahead and join One Piece, and I'm gonna search for devil fruit.
Yeah. Be like, I already know what to do. I studied.
Yes. Oh, Captain Boggy says a question. I think this question is gonna be best suited for Kyron. Captain Boggy asks, you are in Avatar: The Last Airbender world. What kind of bending would you have?
There's this like very popular image that's going around social media, or has been going around social media. That's like the shape of your hand tells you what kind of bender that you would like, what kind of element bender that you would.
Really?
And my hand shape matched most with air.
Oh, so you'd be air.
So I would be an airbender.
Yeah.
It was like a toss up between air and earth.
Oh.
It was the hand shapes are really similar, but I think it looked most like air. So I'd be an airbender.
Kyron says definitely air.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I can't help but think of like airbenders, like that stupid like joke. It's like, oh, I'm an airbender. I fart.
Yeah.
I know how to bend the
Check
air.
this out.
I know.
Great,
Definitely
dude.
air.
You release air. You didn't bend it.
Yeah, great. You released it.
You're an air releaser.
I don't think you bent
You
it.
didn't bend it, dude.
You bent it in my intestines.
Yeah. Imagine if you literally like bend air and then like say you can bend air and I go ahead and I fart and you're just like, great, dude, I'm bending this. I'm bending the air out of anyone's lungs.
All right. Immediately goes to evil.
Yeah, it's overpowered.
No, that would be my quirk in My Hero. My quirk would be
You're an airbender.
I can use my farts.
Oh, okay.
I can bend my farts. Send my farts to anyone.
That reminds me of that movie Mystery Men.
Oh,
Where that's such a weird movie. It's an old like Ben Stiller movie where there's a person with the ability to like use their fart as like a projectile like missile or something, or like
that's what I would be.
You know, like a snipe.
Or I'd be the guy that can turn invisible. You just need to not be looking at me to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
I can turn invisible. Just I need no one to look at me.
Yeah.
No one can look at me while I turn invisible.
So this is such an interesting question too, like what Captain Boggy says, right? Because the same thing can be asked for anybody who watches One Piece. What would be the devil fruit that you would want? Mm-hmm. You know, because then from then on, it's like, okay, whatever the fruit is, that's the power you're going to get. Some people have some pretty strange abilities.
Yeah.
You know, you can ask about what quirk would you want? Mm-hmm. You know, it's so weird.
If you're in Sky High, what power would you have?
Yeah.
Some interesting powers on there.
For whatever reason, I remember that movie that I kind of liked the dude who had like the stretch abilities.
Yeah.
I think I just liked his style.
One of the bullies.
I think I just liked his style.
I did like his style a lot too, though.
Yeah, because I remember he had like just the stripes, undershirt and stuff, and all that. Yeah.
No, I liked him a lot too.
Was Kurt Russell pretty much like the All Might?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was like, I am here.
Because he had flight and super strength.
Yeah.
No, he just had super strength. It was the wife that had flight. And then the son had both. Mm-hmm. The son had both flight and super strength. I had the fattest crush on the like the bully War and Peace, the fire dude.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're the only one. I think a lot of
War and Peace
people had crush on him. I'm thinking about a good ability, a good quirk, and that would be like, how about the ability of imitation? As in, like, you can imitate a quirk.
Like you can imitate any. I think that's OP.
But the thing is, you can only obviously imitate one quirk at a time.
Okay. And you would just, like, do you need to do something to, like, change?
You just need to see them.
Okay.
You just need to see what their quirk is.
But is it like Eraser? Is it like Aizawa where, like, you need to be
No.
times your eyes get really dry?
Let's not go to that extent.
Or is it just you need to see them?
How about to the extent of
see them
you need to have contact with them, that person.
Oh, okay.
At all times. Okay.
The entire time you're
I need to hold you the entire
then
time.
that quirk is really,
then it's
really
difficult.
useless.
No, it's just you just have to touch them.
I need to hold your hand, otherwise I can't fight.
Yeah. Kind of give me a hug.
I know.
Yeah. Kyron's saying, side note, airbending made me think of this movie called A Writer's Odyssey. 9 out of 10 movie. Interesting.
I never heard of it. Interesting.
Right.
Let's see.
Okay, we were literally getting ready to end and stuff,
And then Marco came
cool.
back.
We were able to
like,
talk about some
Marco!
stuff. Well, really, what it is, we started talking about that question of, the refrigerator.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and we just kept going.
And then we just kind of kept going. So yeah, but that's cool.
I would choose that 70s show and just hang out.
Yeah, just get high with.
I would just hang
with
out
the cast.
with Donna and Eric and
Just third wheeling with Donna and Eric.
the other ones.
You don't know the other ones? Can you name them?
I know one of them is canceled.
Yeah, Hyde. Yeah, he's
I know
canceled.
that Hyde is canceled, which sucks. I had like a crush on Hyde.
Yeah, Hyde. And then there's Kelso. There's Fez. There's Jackie.
Fez, yeah. Jackie.
Yeah.
Kelso and Jackie.
Yeah.
Together forever.
Yeah.
I did absolutely love Donna though.
Yeah.
I feel like if I could emulate the energy of any character ever, it would probably be Donna.
Ooh, Kyron's telling us about A Writer's Odyssey is whatever the guy writes in a book, it affects the story, but it's like a real alternate universe, and whatever he writes affects the narrative in that universe. That's so much power.
Yeah.
So much power. Can you imagine that's your quirk? My quirk is narration.
I know my quirk is I can write.
I literally,
write
whatever
my
I
life.
narrate out loud happens. Like, can you
My
imagine?
gosh. My quirk is manifestation.
And yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it is. Manifestation. Where you literally
That's
are
a
like,
OP
and
quirk.
at that moment, and then whatever you say, all of a sudden just like happens.
That is an OP quirk though.
Yeah.
Like I am.
Manifestation.
It
Sounds like Death Note. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally,
but
that's
it's
what I
not.
thought too. I was like, all right, so this guy has a powerful book. Yeah, the power, but like the quirk of manifestation would be amazing.
Yeah.
You just have to, the only like caveat is that you have to say it out loud.
Yeah.
So like your enemies would be able to hear you say, like, I am going.
And at that moment, I don't know. He's being like, and at that moment, Deku fell and broke his arm or something.
You're going to go for a punch, but
No, wait,
miss, and
how?
you're going to break your arm.
Yeah. How am I gonna wait? What?
And it just happens.
Yeah.
Or you could have like OP telepathy, where you could just break people's arms.
Imagine.
Is that telepathy?
Yeah, it's like telepathic powers, right?
Or is it
bending the will of somebody, or like
Yeah, because there's it's the one where you can move things with your mind.
oh, that's yeah, isn't that telepathy?
I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, because telepathy.
Can't use your quirk unless you scream the name out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because tele means, I think telepathy is when you can
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. That's
Yes,
what it
Captain
is.
Moggy, thank you.
Thank you. Because I was like, telepathy is when you can talk to people through
Yeah,
their minds. Yes,
telekinesis.
I would say, what if you had really powerful telekinesis and you
Yeah.
could just like break people's bones?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's OP. And then
The
Kyron.
caveat is you get a headache.
So Kyron also saying too is like, can you imagine how much of an inconvenience that'd be if you had to use your quirk just by only screaming the name out
Oh my
out loud?
gosh, yeah. But I mean, that's what quirks are. Quirks aren't superpowers; they're just human abilities.
Yeah, they're an ability.
You get caveats.
Okay, so what would like black hole? What would be my kind of like little hindrance? What would affect me? If that's what it was.
If you're manifesting black holes,
Yeah.
and you have the control to like stop the black hole too, it doesn't just never end.
Yeah.
And swallow the Earth.
Oh, you know what? I'd have to go through a training arc
Yeah.
because if I just, without
You would
knowing
have
how
to
to do
go
it,
through trauma, and you would have. To
I'm gonna go ahead and,
accidentally, like, kill your
create this
family.
a black hole, and I wouldn't know how to stop it. Oh my! You know what? Maybe that's not a good one.
Like yeah.
Oh
Because then
yeah.
going through that training arc.
Yeah.
No, you would end up like a Shigaraki.
Yeah.
I ended up accidentally killing my whole family.
Yep. Damn. Interesting. You'd also be at risk of being.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, what happens then?
Oh, I gotta keep it facing this way.
I know, and it's just like coming out of your hand.
Yeah, risk of being. Okay, yeah, that, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe black hole
Maybe
wasn't the
that's
best
not the
idea.
best. I think that a power that I really, really like is teleportation.
Yeah, that'd be
My
cool.
life would be so
Like
much
Nightcrawler?
easier if I had teleportation. If I could just teleport.
But what if the risk thing, though? What if the hindrance was that every time you did it, you were concussed afterwards?
Oh, maybe not. I
maybe
think I
not.
would literally be brain dead. That sounds so.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that the caveat would be like in The Boys, and like teleport, but he's like his clothes don't go with it. It's just
no.
him. I'd be naked.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
But I would
That's
just
kind of like an easy, like not an easy fix, whatever, but like.
But it's just like wherever
an inconvenience.
I need to teleport to somewhere with clothes. Like if I was like going to school every day, I would just teleport in a random dorm, take some clothes, or I would like drive there, leave a bunch of my clothes there, and then I can
drive there and then drive back, leave the car, and then teleport to that.
No.
That's such
I would commute normally in one day and just leave a bunch of my stuff there.
bunch of stuff there.
And then teleport, yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is you can't drive with friends to stuff. And
You just teleport to the nearest Abercrombie and Fitch, yeah.
yeah.
Teleport to the nearest,
But then you get those clothes and then what?
Yeah, because then
You can't teleport.
you can't
again.
teleport with them because you know that whatever it is you get,
You have to take it. You have to like commute, take it with you.
whatever it is that you get, you're going to lose
Yeah.
once you teleport. But
I just hit my
yeah,
finger.
that'd be interesting. And plus, it's like at that point you're spending so much on money. I mean, spending so much money on clothes.
Yeah, spending so much on money.
Yeah.
Gosh, money's so expensive.
It probably is.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to teleport from.
That's my
why,
quirk.
like if I was going to school or going to work, I would just leave a bag of stuff.
My quirk is that I can just go ahead and like create money.
Yeah.
And then the government would just be hunting me down.
Inflation. That dollar isn't worth much anymore because of you. You're printing too much.
I feel like I would for sure be like hunted down by like the government.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me not to want to use my teleportation to just like teleport to a bank.
Yeah.
Leave. But then there's like, you might be able to catch me, whatever. But then you can't teleport with the stuff you're holding. So I wouldn't be able to do that.
No,
That'd be
you
my
wouldn't be able
caveat.
to, yeah.
I can't teleport with the stuff I'm holding. But in The Boys, when he's holding
A person.
what the heck's her name again?
Starlight.
Girl. What's her name?
Starlight, Starbright.
I forgot her like actual name.
Literally the movie Jumper. Oh my gosh, that movie, yes. With like Hayden Christensen.
I haven't seen it.
Jumper. Yeah, that was
should
such an
see
interesting
it.
one. My God, that is a throwback.
But if he's able to like hold someone and teleport with her, but they're both naked.
I don't think they are naked whenever he teleports. Because then that would be a completely different movie. I don't think that movie would be...
Jumper?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could teleport with my clothes, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
There would not be any problems. But it would be like a training arc thing. Like every time I sneeze, I teleport somewhere random. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how to control it.
You'd have to train and, find a way. I don't know. Like if I was just able to just create money. Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Yeah, but how could you use it?
I'd be like just Mr. Beast. Just be like, all right, guys.
I know.
Here you go, guys. Just make it rain money.
Just go to LA and just
have fun.
Every
and
homeless person.
I'm just walking away thinking I did a good deed instead of just creating riots.
I know. That's I gave everyone money.
I'm like,
everyone
I'm such a good person.
Killing everyone.
People are stabbing each other for freaking all the money.
That's actually what would happen.
Yeah.
That's what would happen. You would have to like donate. Donate
for sure.
the money. Or you would be like
I like to donate money.
You would be like a Tony Stark.
Okay, where's the money?
If they asked you to
Kyra says you can create money, but someone goes homeless for every 1,000 you make.
Oh.
Eesh. So like the money I'm creating isn't money appearing out of air.
No,
it's money that I'm taking from people.
That is a great caveat.
That is.
That is a perfect caveat. Yeah.
I have no control over whose money I'm stealing.
It's just random.
Because then if I had control, maybe that's something I developed. I developed the ability to know where I'm stealing this money from. Because then I'm like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like, okay.
Take from the rich and give to the poor.
Yeah. But then there's going to be a time where I'm like, I'm barely learning and I'm really just stealing money from poor people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So sad. Oh, that would hurt my heart.
Like, where did my $10.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm literally like blindly just creating money, thinking that this is so cool, and just spending on all this different stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, I'm
You'd
literally
be like Tony Stark, just buying, just like creating
I'm
your superhero
making other
stuff.
people suffer.
Yeah. And you would have no idea until it's like,
And I'm creating villains against me.
you would like come up on the news and be like, yeah, like we've been hearing these other random stories of people losing
their
hundreds
money,
of dollars just in
people
an
losing
instant.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, not knowing where it's going, who's stealing it.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh crap.
Yep.
That's me.
Like, wait, that's kind of weird. That's an interesting.
You would see an interview of like a single mother being like, I have
No,
money.
stop.
The money
If
I
that
had,
was the case, then
the
guess
money
what?
I had for rent.
I'm going to wherever it is that they're located. I'm like, here, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's just an ongoing thing.
It's just an endless loop.
Just like, oh.
Like, here's the money back.
Yeah.
Here's the Xbox
Here's
I
all
bought.
the money back. No, I'm keeping the Xbox, but I'm just giving to the money.
Giving them.
But then I'm like, have no idea where this money's cycling from.
Yeah.
Right?
It's until you are able to.
Until I actually go
like,
through a training.
You need to visualize and have the first and last name.
Yeah, I need to have whatever the
You're
code
like
is.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's like all the money.
Elon Musk.
Steve Jobs.
Kanye West. Oh, wait, never mind. He's already losing a bunch of money.
Never mind.
Give the Xbox back and get a PS5. I can get both, bro.
Hey, why not both?
I can do both.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah. Yeah. And, what is it? El niño sin amor.
Yeah, el niño sin amor.
And that is why I am called Namor. Namor.
Namor.
Namor.
Like, oh, interesting. Why did you choose that?
What we were joking about the other day? We're like,
if
el niño le pendejo or something like that.
Yeah, if he called him pendejo or something.
And that is why they call. That's why now I'm referred to as like
Dejo.
Dejo.
Now that's why they call me Dejo.
Yeah. I really did like Namor.
Okay, we're circling back to
I know. I really did like Namor. But if that is your quirk, that's pretty cool quirk. I think so. Don't you think so?
If your quirk is what?
If you're like whatever Namor's ability is.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, it's again there is the caveat.
Dude, for real, it's so weird. I didn't know that was like one of their abilities.
Mm-hmm. They're like
that is all.
sirens.
Yeah. It's so weird. Can you imagine that's your... Oh, wait. I'm saying that's like a... I'm blanking on his name right now. From My Hero.
Who, Shinso?
Yeah, Shinso. Because I was thinking it was like Shigaraki. Shigaraki.
Yeah.
Shigaraki.
Shinso.
Yeah, Shinso. Where it's like just like his quirk is like hypnotism.
Mm-hmm. He's able to hypnotize them.
Yeah.
Basically what it is. He's like a sea siren.
Yeah.
I like sea sirens.
That's such a hard quirk to have to try to be a hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
manipulation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I literally was just about to say that. Your quirk is that you're a manipulator.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Terrific.
Oh, geez, Rick. I don't know about this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've gone.
I think we should follow Kyron's That Is
and
All.
That is all, and just end it there. Yeah. Anyways, it was fun talk, guys. Until next time.
Did all our closing.
Yeah, we did our closing. So now the ultimate closing. And we just want to say again, guys, that we appreciate you guys' support so much. You can sing to hypnotize, but you also fall under. Oops, that is all. Yeah.
Oops, that is all.
Yeah. We'll save it for the next episode.
Join us again.
Yeah. Or we can just talk about random stuff like this because it's a lot of fun.
And we should be able to do different times now that
your schedule opened up a little bit.
I'm no longer working at the retirement home.
Mm-hmm. Her quirk is that she...
What?
Said you're no longer working at the retirement home because your quirk is that you...
is that I'm busy with season. Is that I'm a beach volleyball
her quirk
player.
Is that she's a beach volleyball player.
Is that I'm getting a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, that's her quirk.
And playing sports at the same time. I still have my other job, but I no longer have that job because I'm getting so busy because I'm approaching season.
Yeah, she did quit.
So, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I gave them like a month notice.
Here's my 4 weeks.
Yeah, here's my 4 weeks, and then I gave him my 2 weeks, and then I gave him my 2 days.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm still gonna visit and everything, obviously, but that's a whole different topic we could talk about. But yeah, so I no longer work on Sundays for now.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
But you're gonna be busy
I'm
as
still
far
gonna
as
be
practice
busy
and
with,
stuff, you know, and then we're just getting
practices
season and stuff, you know.
lifting and so
training art.
the times we will update you guys on the times that we will be streaming and everything, or even if I'll be able to be here. If not, hopefully you guys will have Zach. But we'll go ahead. We'll update you guys on the times and all that on the Instagram. Probably the day of. Try to give you guys like hours of notice, but yeah.
Try to give you guys as much notice as possible, but it's just kind of like a.
It's just really.
It's life. It just kind of just happens and stuff. You know.
I'm sure you guys understand, and thank you guys so much for understanding and everything. We really appreciate it, and we love that you guys still are joining us and everything.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that we should be able to go ahead and stream on Sundays earlier now.
Yes, because I no longer get off of work at 7:30 and have to book it here. Like, I'm good.
So expect earlier stream times.
Like today was at 5:45.
5:45.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, guys. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys again so much for everything. Thank you for everybody that joined us, for people that are listening. Your support is just like the greatest thing, and it means so much to us. And it still blows our minds that you guys take the time out of your guys' busy lives to follow us, to listen to us, to join us as we stream live. It just means the world. So thank you guys so much. Kyron, we'll see you later, my friend.
Us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyron.
Is that Ohio State?
Us is what they say in Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, it's a
Us.
Like Ohio State.
Ohio State University.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, just again, it's a special thing. We appreciate support. As Lexi mentioned, you know, we'll update you guys on the time and stuff on our Instagram at Attack to Talk Podcast. Follow along if you do not already. You know, Spotify, whenever we upload, there's a Q&A response. We also do a poll, which is also available on Instagram. Keep an eye out for that, guys. It means a lot whenever you guys do those things, because we get to go and talk about you guys' you know, what the results are, and your guys' you know, feedback it's you know, we always enjoy talking about it. So with all that being said, shout out to the loyal listeners, to the AOT fam. You guys stay safe, spread that love and positivity. We hope that you guys have a great and productive week. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next week. So with all that being said, we love, hate. I'm AJ, and I love you guys, and I'm saying bye. So go ahead, Lex.
This is Concussed Lexi saying bye and hope to see you next week. Spread love. Bye.